Welcome to another episode of the Black Ivory Podcast, Between the Sessions. We have guest appearance from Chicago and Almighty. Who wants to start with their introductory?
Well, I just kind of wanted to, I guess, congratulate everybody like you both on the things you've accomplished and the beautiful things you've done for your family. And pues, I'm proud of both of you. And I just want to pues, give you guys your flowers for the things you've done. And also apologize in advance if like things get uncomfortable or touchy, but I feel like in order to progress, we gotta like talk about these things and actually air it out a little bit.
Sí.
Me, I know I've suffered a lot just to be in the same room with you guys, and I'm proud to represent the youngster side of it, even though I'm not that young anymore. But plus, I was a hungry dog too, young kid that got turned away. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I didn't have guidance, so that's kind of, I guess, and I still want guidance, but I guess that's kind of where I'm gonna come from.
I like it.
And but yeah, I just wanted to wish you guys blessings and proud of the both of you, and I'm happy for you guys. It's sick, bro. It's a sick setup. Yeah. This is dope as fuck. So
No, that's just
and
kind of.
I'm excited and I'm happy to be here. So
Oh yeah.
How do
No,
you?
pues, same. I appreciate you guys. I liked when you threw that podcast out there. I did like what both of you guys were doing, and thank you guys for having me here today instead of just, kind of, blowing it off. And I appreciate that. If anyone's gonna talk about this, Hale, it was gonna be me, someone that knows and understands. I'm right in the middle. There was before me, like right here. Then there's me, and then there's you guys. I'm right in that dead center, and so thank you guys for bringing me here. And like you said, it's gonna be that way. But you know what? I went by and talked with you yesterday and said, let's try to keep things shield, feed me. It's gonna feel touchy and stuff like that, but I'm understanding you guys, and I want whoever's listening to this, Holly, to understand you guys too. Finally, and for I guess, man, I can't speak for them on their character, but I can speak for them on what they were trying to maintain and hold the same way you're trying to maintain and hold, and I can't wait to get to that shit.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then we also have Kris too on our podcast again.
Round
If
two.
you want to see her origin story, go check out episode 1 of the Black Ivory Podcast. How did Chicago came to be?
Like as far as my name, Chicago, or just
Well, I want to know both. I want to why are you named Chicago, and how did you get into the industry?
so Chicago's my actual middle name. My family's all born and raised in Chicago. I would have been born there, but they came over here and had me here. So I'm all Chuco town to the max, but my grandpa said, ese cabrón is Chicago. So he put me as my middle name. And when people found out, they started calling me Chicago. But I'm hardcore EPT. That's what's crazy. Like, so people are like, homie, Chicago or Chuco, homie? I'm like, fuck.
But
I'm Chicago, but puro Chuco. You know what I mean? It trips them out, right? But I got into the industry, brother, to be honest with you, from the barrio, from the neighborhood. All we did was we tattoo the hood on people. We would tattoo letters, numbers, Virgin Marys, the protection pieces, moms passing away. All I ever did was memorials and gang tattoos. That's what I did for my whole first half of the career because I didn't even know there was tattooing outside of the neighborhood. I really did, and this was before social media. I would see people with tattoos that looked like, I was like, damn, who's doing that in the barrio?
or you just see it like from a parlor
I
kind
didn't
of thing.
think of it nothing like that. I literally grew up in the system. I went in when I was like about 13. So I grew up in that system. I got out when I was 26, and so that's all I really know is artwork and how to hustle my artwork. So I'm with it. It's always been about the money, but the artwork is fun. We're gonna always do things for the money, but if you could find something a little bit more fun, then why not?
Yeah.
Straight up, it is what it is. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, how I got into the industry. And when I got into, brother, I'm with you on that. Nobody wanted me in their tattoo shop. Nobody wanted me in their shop because I was definitely from the street. They were like, nah, fuck that food. You know what I mean? It was tough. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not mad at them because if I walked into my shop today, who I was back then, I would not hire me. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, you know what? I got to get good at my art. And in the process of getting good at my art, I got better in my character. I was like, okay, my art and the character has to match that shit. I'm over here doing badass tattoos and being a fucking desmadre, doing things and meeting these tias and tattooing them after I did some crazy shit the night before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. It didn't feel right anymore. And once the people started appreciating my artwork, I didn't care about the shops anymore. I could give a hell about the shops. It was about the client at that point to me. And then Sun City reached out to me like, hey, so what's up? You know, I started doing portraits. And I want to lay it down real quick on that one right there. And I want to give it why I say the OG guys really did help me by not helping me when I was doing black and gray at Sun City, and the homie Kris Dirts, man, he fucking gave me hell, bro. I was drawing realism stuff, and he was like, bro, that's not how you do that. And you're black and gray, your grays are gonna fade away. And Kris Dirts, we're tight as hell now. He's one of my OGs, and he was like, your shit's gonna fade, bro. You guys gray wash guys, you guys do that shit too light. So I was like, well, then how do you pack yellows and greens? He goes, because we know how. So I said, bet. So I watched them pack yellows and greens, and how do you think we got the mag drag into what we do today? I can honestly say, bro, and I'm not bullshitting, I've tattooed a lot of homies out there in Califas. I'm just more closed on the social media part, but it was New Braunfels, Texas, and I hope these homies see the podcast and throw me some quota when they watched me dragging that mag traditional style. You know, it was a lot of the homies. I'm talking about, it was Tats 909. You had the homie Rebel Colors, and I know you guys know those names, right? And they were right there in New Braunfels, like right behind me, like, this fool's dragging that fucking 23 mag. They were like, bro, are you dragging that shit? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, homie, we got to pack it in there. And why did I know? Because of the traditional guys. But then guess what? They saw us packing up fucking light grays, and they saw us packing shit badass, and there it was. Hey, Chicago, you're charging too cheap now. You're doing shit wrong. Oh, you can't do this like that. So I feel you guys. The only thing is, I didn't have social media to broadcast it as much.
Right.
So I would go to the shop. Hey, homie, pues que traen de qué, homie? I heard you guys are telling these clients, que don't come to my shop because you're going to fucking end up getting in some gangster shit. So come over here. And I'm like, what's up with that shit? And, you know, I was like, you guys want some, like, what the fuck is that about? I'm trying to be better, and you fools are pulling me another route.
Right.
And I respected them because they showed the technique you guys do today. I promise you, it came from traditional. Mag Drag University was the name of my shit, bro. Nobody was dragging mags in black and gray. It was in New Braunfels, Texas, and I hope those homies see it and they will remember. I looked around and I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah. And I was like, fuck, the pressure came in because I was like, man, I'm fucking doing some stupid black and gray because I'm dragging. And the whole time they're like, what the fuck? But those black and gray guys didn't kick it with traditional. Remember black and gray and traditional?
They always butt heads.
That's why I say I came right in the middle. And Joe needed a portrait artist at Sun City because he had traditional like crazy. He's like, fool, I need a portrait
He
artist.
still has a lot of traditional.
Exactly. You know, they're definitely known for that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need a portrait guy, fool. What's up? And I was like, oh shit. And it was tough because, you know, you're going into a nothing but traditional shop. The only fucking black and gray portrait guy. How do you think that shit felt? That shit felt horrible. And that's why I said, I'm with you guys. Remember, I messaged you too. And I said, hey, bro, I'm not trying to knock anything, but you're good at your tattooing. Be careful trying to help people too much. And I said that more of an OG way than any other way. And he said, thank you for the advice, but I'm definitely going to just, you know, maintain. I was like, that's what's up, bro. I'm just letting you know what happened with me and how I went back on tattooing. And now I'm like, fuck teaching anybody. But this right here woke me up. And there's a way that I do hope a lot of OGs and a lot of older guys jump into this, Holly, and they see this podcast and they see our characters in true talking in front of each other, not just what we do on the gram and stuff like that to get the views, and see that we're passionate. I know you're passionate. And if anybody of the OGs remember me, remember my character. I was the same little loud ass vato. I was one of the first Facebook trolls. Hey, fool, your shit sucks, fool. I was. And they'd be like, Chicago, what are you doing, fool? Like, we don't do that. I'm like, shit, my bad. I came out the pen, bro. I didn't know. And they put the rules on me too. And again, I said, all right, I get it. The rules of respect, I'll follow that. But the rules of how I run and how I price and how I tat, leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
And we created what we have today, guys. And I wanted to share that because I bet you guys didn't even know about the mag drags, how that came in. I promise you, bro. Mag drags came in when I left Sun City. Black and gray guys were not dragging mags. I pulled it off the traditional guys. Te lo juro por mi barrio. Straight up, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, pa.
Yeah.
And you tatted with Rebel colors? Like he
Oh yeah,
he learned
brother.
from
fuck, bro.
Hey, Rebel Colors, that's
actually
bro,
what
a
I
big
look
name in
up to.
Black
Rebel
Ivory.
Colors, bro. We used to, when we were
That feels
both
bad.
just practicing, bro. It was all of us flocks, but I was the cholo of the whole fucking thing.
And that was in San Antonio.
No, that was all. Oh, that one was in New Braunfels, but we were all over Baltimore, and this is when before social media, when we had to actually get out there to meet people. You know, it's a little bit easier now. You can go really hard right from where you're sitting, and that's amazing. But back then, we had to move. You had to hit conventions. If you wanted to get known, you had to go to a convention.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, Rebel Colors, brother. Yeah, like I said, I hope they see this. Cause we still chop it up. Tats 909.
Yeah, for real?
Dude, that's my boy. Tats. Saludotes, carnalito. I swear to God. Bro,
Hell
that's
yeah.
the homie.
That's
And he's
sick,
gonna
bro.
come on. He's gonna really say, we did watch that fucking pinche cholo loco dragging mags with a 23 mag with black
Yeah.
on the back. And I was like, it's because nobody taught me, bro. So I
You
was
just
able
learned
to
your own
break
way.
rules.
Yeah, you just did it your own
Nobody
way.
taught me and nobody wanted to teach me. So I broke the rules. And now you can see why my passion to behind it, where I'm like, guys, hey man, let's bring this back, because without those fucking haters, we wouldn't even have mag drags as soon as we did. It would have eventually came, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other people. I'm not discrediting anybody, but I didn't see anybody at the conventions dragging no mags for black and gray or dragging a flat mag for script. No, nobody was doing that shit.
So I guess
So you
before
would-
that, how would the technique been applied to get
It was circles.
circle shading?
Freaking circles, bro.
All right.
That's why you couldn't do portraits, because you would do these noses and they would
it
fucking
doesn't leave it.
because you're not packing it.
Yeah.
You're rocking these little ass circles, you know, and they were doing this right here. They were trying to whip it, but they weren't pushing the way you need to push.
Hey, you know what?
Traditional
I don't do that at all. But in the beginning, I used to try and shade or pack black with a circle motion.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
do
the way
it.
we
I
do with a
actually
pen.
don't do it at all anymore.
Yeah, like the way we do with a pen, right? You know, you cut
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pen,
yeah.
you gotta.
But that way it will come out too patchy. Like if you
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's inconsistent for sure, brother. But yeah, man, and again, that's one of my main reasons for being here, is to clear that part of the air. And yes, those guys, the OG ones, I know who you guys are talking about. And when I guess we can, you know, I say his name, you know, Rusty. I seen him saying all that crazy stuff, but that dude is not an OG.
Is that Stevie?
That's Steve.
Simon.
That's Stevie's.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
You know,
The
that's not an
notorious
OG,
Stevie.
brother. And it was kind of sucky, man, that, you know, you're going to always have those trolls. You know, you're going to have them, but you need them, brother. And I'm not saying don't say anything. You know, all my main thing was don't give them homies the OG status. Hell no. OG status to me is people that created something, did something, helped the industry get better. Another thing that we fought, and I want you guys to know this, Mr. Mono, he's the head of OSHA. When we had to get medical to come and pick up your damn needles, and we fought for that. We were like, hey, but the diabetics throw their needles away in a freaking milk carton and throw it in the trash. Our needles enter the same fucking layer
Same
of
kind of
skin.
thing.
Why can't we fall under the same law? He's like, I'll be back. Colors of walls. You had to have your freaking tattoo shop looking like an insane asylum. Me and Mono fought for that shit to get the colors in there. First, they gave us 3 feet, and then we were like, bro, tattoo blood ain't spitting that far. And we fought for that. We fought for doors to be in tattoo shops. I fought for doors in 2020. You weren't allowed to have doors in tattoo shops. And they told me, well, you can't have a door in the shop because you're going to get into it and you're going to touch it with your gloves. And I said, well, we wouldn't protect our stuff, bro. And he says, well, put it in a box. I go, good idea. How about a big box with a door? Since I get into my freaking little doors, probably way more than I get into my big door, bro. Let's be real, man. I have fought for a lot of things that you guys have and that we have. I just haven't broadcasted it.
That's dope.
But I'm right here, right now. And can't nobody watching say it was a lie. And that's why I really am glad to be here right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of that, yes, sir. And Mr. Mono, gracias, carnal. Mr. Mono fought hard and silently. He was in the courtrooms. He was in the research. I just had to be down. That was it. He's like, don't let yourself, dog. Just be down. I was like, I got it. I'm fucking. They ain't gonna tell us to do nothing. We're gonna paint it black and see what they say. And we did, brother. We did. He told me, don't take the doors off. I'm almost there. And I was like, I'm not taking them off. So we just kept our doors locked. Okay, Spencer, health department. You know what I mean? But it's not like it was a first or last. We were clean. But yeah, man. So that's where I feel on the OG part, because we did do a lot of things to make, and I didn't do it just to make my stuff easier. I did it for the whole industry to have it better. It was just never talked about. And all those guys that talk about you, I promise they talk about me, and they talk
They talk
that's
about everybody,
all they
I'm
got
sure.
to do. You know, my shop, we got Mr. Red over here. Bro, my rule, we're not allowed to talk about anything other than tattoos and moving forward. Somebody left, that's it. That's it. They're gone. They're gone. I want them gone. I want them gone from here. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, we all know when people leave the team, you feel like a breakup.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, well, what's up? We're not good enough. Well, what do we do, man? Am I that fucking strict? Am I that this? You start, you know, what is it about me? I started messaging people.
Look inward.
I started messaging everybody, hey, what could I do different in my shop, bro? That, you know, they're like, well, one, probably don't listen to oldies all day. And I was like, okay, we'll try that shit out. And the other one, bro, just kind of relax, you know, be straight. But remember, guys, I said I came from penitentiary, so and everything's about freaking on point, you know.
Order.
It's ugly, bro. It even fucks with me, man. It bothers me. I've gotten so relaxed,
that's
Mr. Rick. I've gotten a lot relaxed in the past 2 years.
Oh yeah.
I've gotten quiet, maybe not relaxed, because inside I'm like, outside I'm like, feel man,
Yeah.
fuck, but inside I'm dying to say some shit, you know, man. But yeah, guys, but yeah, I'll let you get the floor, brother. I appreciate you guys.
How did you come into the industry?
Me, my best friend, I was working in Odessa in the oil field, and my best friend actually gave me a tattoo kit. But I was always just drawing. My dad was locked up my whole life, and he would send me pictures to draw. I've been drawing since I was like 4 years old. And I just always, I was always in art classes, art competitions in school. And the way I kind of got into it was I was supposed to be going to school to be a nurse, and I was in college and I dropped out because my mom got divorced. We were about to lose our house, so I went out to Odessa where my friend was already making a lot of money, and I was probably making like $6,000 a week with him. But I was just drawing on our downtime, showing him my drawings, and he's be like, "Why don't you tattoo? Why don't you tattoo?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know how to tattoo, bro. Like it's just pen and paper, you know." So one day he just called me. He's like, "Yo, I bought you something. Come to my house." And then I went, and he had a whole like Amazon kit, but it was with a coil. It was a coil machine. I had no idea how to set it up. There was actually, I forgot what it was called, but it was in Odessa, and it was a smoke, sex, and tattoo supply store. And plus I YouTubed everything and how to put it together, a coil, and then that same day I wrote on my leg, you know. And then the very next day I was supposed to tattoo some girl. It fell through. She chickened out. So then there I am on my other leg. And then when I would come visit El Paso almost every weekend, my friends were like, "Damn, you're tattooing yourself." And plus, of course, I'm posting it. They're like, "You're tattooing yourself, this and that." And, "Well, give me one." And I'm like, "Well, I don't really want to, bro, because it's on me. I don't really care, but I don't want to, like, fuck you up." And they're like, "Well, it looks pretty good. Like, throw down on me." And then pues, just like that, getting practice with the homies, drinking at the crib. And it was actually one of my other homies. He was kind of doing the same thing. He got into Estilo Firme with Blast, and that's who you came up with. And he told him about me, and then Blast reached out to me. And then I went. Well, he told me to come into the shop. I went and showed him like a weak ass portfolio of my drawings, and both the tattoos I had done a lot already at this point, but just like, you know, rinky dink, nothing like what we're doing right now, you know. So
Yeah.
The fact that he even gave me a job was like kind of crazy to me. But I was working construction here when I started in COVID. So when COVID hit, everybody lost their job. I came back. My grandma was dying. I wanted to spend my last kind of days with her, and so I came back, worked construction for like $8 an hour, $9 an hour, and that was hard. And then they're like, "Hey, you work out, fool? Go pick up this shit. I was basically the mule, and pues it was like a very drastic change, and I'm running out of money, and I started selling weed and shit, and plus I wasn't making it. And then pues yeah, him giving me that opportunity was kind of crazy, but that day he told me like, "Yo, I need you here tomorrow at 12 to 8. And plus I had to go to work the next day, you know, like to my construction job. So I was like, so I remember I went home and I'm like, damn, like, what am I gonna do? Like, so I wake up in the morning and they're calling me already 8 a.m. Like, where you at? And I'm just like, damn, I'm not gonna answer because plus I basically took a bet on myself. You know, I love art. I've always been an artist. Whenever I see something cool like a cartoon, I'm like, damn, I want to draw that. I want to replicate it. And plus that's kind of how I came into it. But I got fired from that job like a month in, 2 months in. I had already got my face tatted, so like I was already like in really
You were
deep.
You're
in.
pushing for it.
And
yeah.
plus, I had a really bad attitude. I was really stupid. I was really hot headed. I had a head full of steam, and plus I didn't last there because of both differences that me and him had. Looking back, I was just stupid as fuck. So
What's up, man? Hell yeah.
I kind of regret that. But that same day, I'm like calling my roommate. And I'm like, bro, I just got fired. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore. Like, I just tatted my face, and like, I really don't know what I'm gonna be. And he's like, well, just tat at my crib, this and that. And I'm like, you're down for it? Like, cause he's like, yeah, fool, I'm down. Just tat him at the crib.
Those are
And
the
then,
homies, huh?
yeah, and so I started tatting him at the crib, and that's actually where I met Baby Joe. Baby Joe was my client, and I met him in that room. But I was tatting at the room, not making it, still not good. I still wasn't good at tattooing by any means. And one day, and I told you this, I think on the phone, I was drowning basically. I was selling weed, tattooing, and I was drowning. I had a crazy girlfriend that was just digging me even deeper in the hole, and I was gonna go to Dollar Tree. The manager there had already told me she'd give me a job. So then I'm outside of Dollar Tree, and I'm like, I'm about to walk in with a resume, like to get a job, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, if I get this job, like I'm not gonna have time to draw. My dream's gonna die basically, because I'm gonna get too tired from getting off of work and then going to the gym and working out because I've always worked out, so I need that. And but I'm not. When am I gonna have time to draw? So then in that parking lot, I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not walking in there. And I literally drove to like Blue Panda, Electric Panther, Steady Ink. Damn, I can't even remember. I think what's that one on George Dieter?
House of Pain.
I think I went there too, but it's right next to Miami. Aspired. I went there too. Everybody's no. Oh, we had a booth, but it's gone. And then I was like, damn, let me go. My homie actually lived right next to Notorious on Lomaland. And then I was like, let me just try this last one. And then I walk in and Pelon's like on his phone. I don't know if you know Pelon.
Simon. Oh, yeah.
And he's on his phone, and I'm like, hey, man, I need a job. Like, I work really hard. I got like $40 in my pocket. Like, I don't got any money to give you, but I'll work my ass off, bro. Like, can I have a job? And he's like, yeah, set up right there. And hey, this is the new worker here. His name's Alex. Da, da, da. And actually, can you tat this fool's face right now? And I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. And then plus I tatted his homie's face. He gave me like $10. But I was just more happy to be there, I was just happy to get like my foot in the door. And then I didn't have clients for like 2-3 days because I didn't have any clients, and it was really slow. But that was a really walk-in heavy shop. So for those 2-3 days, I'm just like drawing like on big pieces of paper, putting sleeves together and just showing them that I want to work, and that's kind of how I got Pelon really like showed me the portrait and do it like this. And then, hey, like this guy needs a tattoo. How much longer? You need to do another one. Boom, boom. So then like that, I started getting traction and getting clients, and people started like coming back to me. And that's kind of how I got my foot in the game. And I'm like forever grateful for that opportunity because I knew I wasn't as talented, but I knew I could work my ass off. And I brought the same hustle from construction, from working the oil field. Like I've always been a really hard worker because I never had anything. So, and then I started making real money. Like I remember one day, and I always wanted to learn. I always wanted to watch how you do things. And and then it just all started to come together. Like that's how you blend a tattoo into another tattoo. Like I just clicked.
Huh.
And then I remember like one day that it always sticks with me. Like I had made like $450 that day, and then Pelon's tattooing at like 7 at night, and I'm just there chilling like with Pelon, his client, his son, and Pelon calls me over to the restroom. He's like, hey, can you tattoo his son right now? Because like if not, I'm gonna be here till like 3 a.m. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like how much is he paying you? And then he's like $500. And I was like, shh. Bro, sit down. I was like, sit the fuck down like right now. And then that day I walked out with close to $1,000 in that one day. And then I was gonna wake up and go tattoo. And then that's when it all just like I literally cried of joy because it's like, damn, it's been so hard for me, and it's just that easy now. Like it really is just that easy. Just pull up, apply yourself, and get to it, you know. And with the marketing, like the game's changed so much in that way because before it was just word of mouth and seeing it and like people coming in, but now it's like I told you this before too, like I post a tattoo and it's like gets like 30, a really good tattoo too, I think, and it gets like 30 likes. But then I post some mamada in front of it and 330 likes. Like,
I mean, we
it's
know what we click
stupid,
on,
but
too.
it's marketing and it's just how you. That's how I've learned to attack it. I know everybody that you do it different. I kind of post like dumb stuff, videos of my friends, this and that, but just to try and make it funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what I've noticed is that people buy more into the person that you are now more than the quality of your work. They're buying into who you are, what you do, and
that's
You got to sell yourself.
First,
Yeah.
that's important, and I'll say, well, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's important because for a while, tattoo artists didn't have competition, so they acted like fucking dicks, bro. Sorry, I don't know. They acted whack, bro. They
Yeah.
acted really messed up.
I've experienced that.
Yeah,
too.
they were really jacked up with clients, so people were like, you know what? I don't even want this tattoo of this person. You know what I mean? Like they try to cover it. Because they're like, and I'm like, that's a great tattoo. They're like, but that experience was fucking trash. And I heard that.
Yeah.
I said, experience. All right, stop.
Yeah.
Like, then I got better. Yeah, okay.
Nah, yeah. But that's that shop we ended up leaving just because there was just like some stuff going on that I had ended up sobering up, like not drinking. I've kind of done that a couple times just because I'm very self-aware of what I'm doing. And I was like, man, I'm fucking up. I'm drowning. Like, I need to like stop drinking. But then everybody around me was drinking and kind of like just a bunch of mamadas going into the shop. And is it like a tattoo shop or is it like a party spot? And like, I'm coming into work and there's beer cans on the floor and shit. Like, I'm not with all that shit. I'm here to work and provide for my family.
And see, that was that part of that old school.
Yeah.
Old school. That was part of that old school way of get fucked up.
Yeah. And I've done it. I'll be honest. I've done
They
it.
taught you that way.
But now it's like, nah, I'm not. I really, I used to smoke. I smoke a lot of weed, but I'm on probation right now. But now I'm like, damn, I can't even smoke when I'm tatting because like I'm just not dialed in. I'm taking too long. I'm like here, I'm there, I'm here. I'm like not dialed in all the way, and I'm like kind of just taking too long, and I don't like it. And I like to just like be. I feel like my work comes out better when I'm just completely sober, honestly. And I care about my work. I care about how it looks, and
you take more time with the design instead of drinking. You're taking time with the design.
Yeah, and
see, that's another what separates the younger crowd. You guys don't drink as much as the older crowd, dude. The older crowd, bro, they were giving us freaking alcohol at 12 years old, 10 years old here, and drink that shit. You know, it was fucking whack, bro. But I like that about the new gen. It's not a drinking thing. You guys are definitely saw all the mistakes that the other fools made. Like,
and plus we decided for ourselves like we don't want to like go down that road either, you know. So, but that's kind of just how I got in, and then. We went to like a barbershop / tattoo studio after that fell out. Me and Baby Joe.
I remember that.
And Pelon gave Baby Joe a job too. So it was kind of like Baby Joe had no clients, but since it was such a walk-in heavy shop, like he started getting clients, people coming in looking for him. And now he's like blown up. Like he has more followers than me. He literally charges more than me. Like, and for a while I felt like he had my card. Like he was putting down better holler than me, and I was like, nah, I can't.
You need that.
Be letting this fool shit on me, like. So then I'm like, nah. Well, instead of, and that's I guess where I come from. Like instead of hating on you, I'm gonna look inward and see where am I fucking up. I'm the fool that taught you. How the fuck are you schooling me? You know?
Not yet.
Yeah. So then I'm
not
like,
yet. Wake up. Yeah.
So I'm like, nah. I just need to lock in. I need to take more time. I need to be more detailed and. Now I feel like we match each other, but like sometimes I still feel like he gets me like on some tattoos. I'm like, damn, fool, like you're just so talented. Like he picked it up. Like it took me like 3-4 years to get to where I'm at, and for me to actually like my work, you know. So.
But again, I think the beginning of the struggles were a little bit different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That has a lot to do with it. You know, when you have a lot going on, you don't even know if tattooing is going to be your thing yet. And
it's up in the air.
Yeah. No, definitely. And before I forget, there's another technique, the pendulum. Y'all know that one.
Yeah, that's...
The pendulum, it was drag, then it was circles, then pendulum, and then we brought the drag. I just had to clear that before they say it was pendulum. No, that's right. That shit, but we all know that shit just fades out a lot, you know. And Joe from Sun City, I gotta give him that one. He's the one who told me, "Fool, you gotta put more black in your portraits.
Yeah.
You gotta put more black."
Actually,
in your work."
well, me and Joe would like dissect rebel color
Sun City?
in the tattoo manifest.
No, man.
No.
Oh, okay.
Me and
Oh,
Joe.
okay.
Because we look at tattoos and we like kind of sit down together like, yo, like you see how he did this, and we need to start doing more of that. We need to go darker. We need to like and Joe's real like detailed, like he can see your pattern and what you're doing and replicate it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's crazy, bro. He's just very talented, and he doesn't have to put a lot of effort into it. Me, I gave like 5,000% to get here, but him is just like so effortless, you know.
Ah, cabrón.
And we studied rebel colors in the tattoo, all of Manifest Studio, the heavy hitters in Cali, and that's basically what we try and apply to our tattoos and replicate it in our work, like the Manifest Studio kind of look. So
My bad. Can I add something real quick? Like, it's crazy because we live in a generation where anybody can go on Amazon and order a machine.
right,
But I feel like those people, like, yeah, anybody can pick up a machine, but the ones that are truly passionate about it, those are the ones that's going to last.
yeah.
The ones that don't, you know, it's probably all about money, or they just want to fuck around and get a,
I think you
pick
can
up a machine.
actually-
Those are the ones that's going to weed themselves out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ones that are passionate, they're going to go further and beyond.
They're gonna look for that next step in the game.
Exactly.
I think you can kind of tell who is passionate and who's doing it for the money, though. Cause
I honestly think the best artists come out of desperation.
yes, yeah,
I truly
I
believe.
agree. Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, when you're hungry for it, when you're desperate, you have no other option, you're backed against the corner.
And
Those are the artists.
I think in that way we're all alike. We're all the same because we didn't know this shit was gonna work out, you know. And I think in that way we're the same person. We just want to provide for our families and do right by God and be fruitful and have nice things. You know, that's all I ever wanted was to
To not have to struggle.
not have to eat
stress, all that.
$1.49 chicken nuggets from Burger King every day. That was literally what, and then it became like eating steak and Wing Daddies every day and Chick-fil-A all in the same day. I'm like, man, this is alive, bro. Like,
See, and that's one thing where the new ones come in because they forget they didn't eat McGangbangs. You know what I mean? A dollar chicken, a McChicken, and
Yeah.
a Mc what is it
I
called?
used to eat
McDouble.
that every day.
For like
That's all I could afford.
Tattoo all day. Yeah. Now they just seen when we were doing good, and they were like, "Oh man, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come in."
And I think that's what everybody thinks they could just jump in and you don't have to sacrifice anything. Like, and
there's
that's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys later. Like, what did tattooing cost you? You know, because my answer is everything.
It's still costing. I think it still costs us each every day.
It's everything. You know, it costs everything to be good in this game and to have a reputable name and to be a heavy hitter. Like, it's constant work and progression and posting reels. Like, I hate fucking posting reels. Like, it's fucking annoying. But it's part of the job now.
Time-consuming.
It's
Yeah,
part of
you
the
gotta
job,
do
and
it now,
It's
man.
required because I noticed too, like when I'm not posting, I don't
Everything
get
goes
as many
down.
deposits. And I'm posting, and like my phone doesn't stop ringing.
No,
You
it's
know?
funny because I mean, I'll tell Red and them they're like, "You booked this week?" Because people ask me, "Hey, how far are you booked?" I'm like, "I'm booked for life." Like, I go for real. I'm booked for life.
But it really is that simple.
It really is that simple. You know what I mean? All you got to do is get on there, throw some stuff out
Yeah.
there, answer people quick, and stick to your word.
Yeah.
You'll be busy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But these guys don't want to answer. They don't want to post nothing. They want to answer 5 days
Sometimes,
later.
honestly, I don't want to answer.
Oh,
'cause
we
it's
never
just
want to answer,
you-
brother. Yeah, especially after 8 hours, 9 hours tattooing. You're like,
12 hours, you're like, no.
I think
Like,
you start to realize like, damn, I don't even have a life no more. My life revolves around my work. But then you kind of see the beauty in that, you know, like just the things you're able to accomplish, and like I said, like the things you guys have done. Like now you have the whole floor, but you didn't know if that was gonna happen. You know,
I didn't plan any of
you
this.
bet on yourself, bro, and I did the same, and you did the same, and you did the same, and like, look how it's panned out, you know. So, but because you stayed dedicated and you put your love and your passion and your time, and you miss birthdays and you miss things with your family, but these are sacrifices that at the end, hopefully, it's worth it, you know, and hopefully, when it's our time to go, like, you can finally rest
and you
because
said it best, man. The
like-
sacrifices, man. And that's what these older guys, not OGs. The OGs respect what you're doing. I'm telling you, I've talked to a lot of the real OGs they're like, bro, I'm doing their thing. It's them old school guys that don't want to post, that don't want to work as much.
They don't
They're like,
believe in
man, these
social
guys are making
media.
us work. What the fuck? It's like, it's not.
Yeah.
So that's all they're mad about. It ain't even mad because you're doing good. It's mad because they know they got to do the work that.
I feel like tattooing too. It's a young man's game. I mean, because
It is, heck yeah,
your
bro.
back, like my back's killing me. I'm 28, you know, and like
Self
my
care,
hands
bro.
too.
You gotta self care.
Yeah, when
Eyes back patience.
telling you,
starting
bro.
to get
I'm
to,
telling
I'm
you.
starting to get to that point where I'm like, yo, I need a massage because like my
Hey.
shit's fucked up, and but because I'm literally always hunched over, like in a weird
And your
position, and
neck's all
like my
crooked.
neck's all fucked up, and I literally have to pop it like 5 times a day,
Do
and
your stretches in the morning, bro. I have zero back problems now. I do these weird ass stretches in the morning. I don't
yeah,
anybody see me.
yeah,
do
and
it.
I see that. I think that's
I'm
dope that
going.
you
Hey,
Nobody's gonna
that-
catch me.
No one's gonna catch you, dude.
I think
No,
that's dope that
hell
you include your whole family. I think that's sick as fuck.
Oh,
you know,
heck yeah, brother. Yes.
It's teaching them discipline too and routine. you know,
Definitely,
so that's
brother.
fire. I like that you do that, and I like when you go on your Instagram and you talk because I'm like, damn, like me and him are kind of alike. We just kind of both.
Kind of just butt
Big time.
ahead.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told you that when I went to go talk to you the first time. Bro.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot I like, bro.
Yeah.
We both pulled up with our alambre like we need to be any more wired.
Yeah, I know.
You know
for
what I mean? We both pulled up, you know what I mean? So I do respect everything that you guys are both doing hardcore, man. Like
Hell yeah.
big time for us. And I'm here as the only representation of actual OGs
Mm-hmm.
that would come and talk to you guys and that would make the time to come and talk to you guys and make things clear. That's real OG shit. Other fools, that's not OG shit. They're An OG would not try to hate on the next generation and teach the puppies to bite them. And that's all I'm saying. Can't teach the puppies to bite you the way you bit the ones before. You know
And
what
I
mean?
think on that point too, because I had told you this too, like on that, like I think for me it got to the point where like I'm not trying to bite you anymore. I'm trying to like rip your hand off and cut your throat because all I ever wanted was to be accepted and I needed guidance. I didn't have my dad, and that's why I think I don't handle I'm very emotional, like bad.
That's what's up
and
that
I
you say
don't-
that, bro, because I had the same issues, man.
Yeah, but I just never had like somebody to calm me down or smooth me out or
Teach us
what
when
are
to stay
you
quiet.
doing? So I taught myself, and all I know is fight, and all I've known is war, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel right at home when things are bad, you know, because
crazy.
that was my household.
I want to
And,
give you some advice on that one. Try to fix that because every time I was doing something good, I got so scared I would fuck it up.
Yeah.
I would mess it up.
kinda
bro.
feel like that
Careful
too,
with-
like,
yeah, like this ain't
things
for
are
me. This
going
ain't-
good, and I'm
things
like,
are not
damn,
good.
it's about to
Nah,
happen.
man.
Yeah.
Careful with that one. I promise you. I finally forgave myself and everything I went through, and now things are going good. I continue them now. And that's why I didn't continue with like Task 9 I still talk to them. We still, yeah, you know, not obviously not every day what you're doing, but we still, hey, what's up? You know, da da da. And they still give them respeto. But
Yeah.
I ruined every time I was doing good. I ruined it, brother.
Don't let your past haunt you. Let it guide
and
you, bro.
I like that you said that you woke up because, in my opinion, I feel like when you're older, you're an OG, or like just older in general, you are who you are, and the chances of you changing is very slim, you know. But for us, like we're becoming who we're gonna be. We're still like changing things about ourselves and
Building
and
your
finding
character.
things we're still finding out who we really are. So seeing somebody set in their way, like that's just the way they are, it's kind of like, bro, like it rubs me the wrong way because it's I recently had a tragedy that I went through, and then I got closer to God. I started fasting. I
watched you.
I haven't eaten for I didn't eat for 3 days 3 times this year already, you know, like in praying, and I stopped drinking again. I haven't had one single drink this year.
That's what's up, man.
And pues, I love to smoke, but I'm on probation, so I can't smoke. So it's like there's literally nothing to smooth me out when something. And that was the first thing I did when any inconvenience happened. I'm hitting the bottle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now, like even me and my girlfriend, I'm like, oh man, like I need a drink, but I can't, you know. So it's because I made a promise to God not to, and I want to keep my promise. I want to be somebody He can count on, and I hold myself accountable. And I'm very self-aware of how I am. And I know I'm not always right. And most of the time I'm wrong, you know, and I can admit that. But I just want to be the best person I can be. And when I go, I just hope He knows I did my best, you know, with what I was given. And now I'm just very grateful that I think I live a beautiful life. And it's all because of tattooing. Art saved me, and
Yeah, it did, man.
I don't know where I would be. Yeah, I don't even know if I'd still be here, honestly, because the way things were panning out, and this it's just so beautiful what it can do for your life, and you get to touch money that's like just insane.
Nah, that is
if you
nice,
work for it, if you money's yours, if you want to go and get it, you know. But it's just been a very beautiful experience for me, and I'll forever be grateful and bow my head to Pelon and Eddie McQuestion for giving me a shot, you know. And that's all I needed was a chance, you know, somebody to open that door. And I'm like a racehorse, man. I'm the winning horse. Like I'm gonna make you proud. I'm gonna go balls to the walls. Like it's this or death, bro. You know. So, and that's just how I've attacked all of this. And I'm proud of the both of you too. You know, like you guys are killing it, bro. And I just want to say, like, give you guys your flowers, and
No, igualmente, igualmente, carnalito.
hope you accomplish more things in life too. And
Ay, nos vamos todos. You know what I mean? Like I said, you said it best. I'm not gonna be tattooing too much longer, and I've been telling all my clients I'm not taking new clients, and you guys are probably some of the first to hear it, other than my homies. You know what I mean? I've been running into other businesses, and I'm trying to find out
That's
more
the goal.
things because I have older kids, brother, and because of tattooing and the street life, I wasn't there for them. So me salieron cholos, me salieron esto. And
That's
these
'cause
last ones that you see me with, brother, like I finally forgave myself. I never wanted to be a good dad. I never wanted to be good anything because I was like, if I wasn't good to them, I can't be good to none of them. But that's whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's whack. But again, that's where we come from, with those kind of mentalities where, you know, even my jefa would tell me, la ruca doesn't need no vato, man. I did it. That's así sola. You know, she could handle and da. And I would get her. Like, that's my mama telling me to leave this time. Like, jefa, nah, I got to make this right. My jefa recia too. You know what I
you
mean?
feel the guilt.
Yeah, brother. So I made peace with them, and I made peace at home before I started making peace with myself, and then I started making peace with the industry. I had to start there. And I like that you said, and I recently created a little page for my family stuff, right?
Yeah,
Just to keep it away from my tattooing a little bit. But I do miss putting it on there because every day we do stick to that routine.
Right.
You know? And me, what I did is how I got better is I went back to the prison mentality that I was. And I know it sounds crazy, but when I was in the prison, bro, I was on point. I read. I didn't do any drugs or alcohol. I
Right.
was exercising. I was drawing.
Close to God.
I was exactly, brother. I was freaking on point. So, and it's gonna sound weird, but I was like, you know what? I was real good with my sallies. I learned how to maneuver the tank right, and I took that into my home. I told my wife, "Hey, look, this is gonna get weird."
This can get weird.
But
It's
if you
'cause
want me to
they look
be a
at you like
bad
you're corny, you know?
Yeah, I go.
But
I'm
it's
gonna-
not. It's dope,
yeah,
bro.
I'm going to lockdown. I'm going to lock myself down. Like, it's going to be routine mode, babe. You're going to freaking wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to be at the end of the bed hitting push-ups, right?
Yeah.
Don't trip. It's for me. And you know
Yeah.
what? She's loved it ever since, brother. She's loved it ever since. So again, I also want to give my apologies to the characters that I had down the way before I built this one. We all have characters that
Yes.
we're building. And I gotta apologize for that vato, because that vato was still me. I managed that fool. And whatever I did and said still links to this face today. And I do apologize to any of the apprentices I had. And by apologizing, meaning I could have been better understanding instead of being hardcore thinking, well, you know what I did? Well, what I did.
Yeah.
And of course, bro, and I didn't do it because it was the old school way. I did it because that's what the OGs
You knew
did
it
to
worked.
me, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Chavalon.
It worked for you.
I did this kind of work, and I was like, all right, fool. So here we go doing work that, yeah, but when these fools did that work, there wasn't cameras everywhere either. You know what I'm saying? And so things change. You know what I mean? And so like I had to really understand that things change. And I'm with you, and I'm completely with it. 100% hands down. That's why I'm stepping away, because I for a fact know that I with my kids now, I'm not willing to sacrifice what I did with my other two chavalones.
Right.
I can't no more.
That's
I will
gross.
not
Yeah, that's
sacrifice.
gross.
You know, bro, I don't even, like, sometimes I'm tattooing and I'm getting messages from them. I'm like, I'll be right there. And I'm like, hold up, what am I doing?
Yeah.
No, slow down. You got to finish this tattoo right, or you won't have one tomorrow.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I sit down and I do it
Finding,
properly. And then I go straight home. The guys will tell you, man, I used to kick it there all day before the first one in, last one out.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't judge me no more. I'm in when I'm in. I'm going to handle, and I'm out when
You
I'm
have
out.
a
Right, Mr.
family. You know?
As a shop owner, do you feel like it's harder to work with younger artists?
Oh, man.
Like, is there a reason why you have more like older older
Yes,
school.
so I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Like the homes aren't the same anymore. There's no real OGs in the household, and to me, the OG thing is just about respect. That's why I put this shirt on today. It says "Cultivating the Culture," and we talked about that. There should always be because we don't not in the hood. OG used to be a father figure. That's what a real OG is, a father figure from the hood. You know what I mean? It's for all the kids that didn't have a dad, bro. The OG was their dad. He was their dad. So when I had all these apprentices, I picked up a dad role, you know what I mean? And I kind of connected too much on the dad role that I was too hard on them. And I hope they're watching. I've already messaged them and told them all, hey, homie, my bad the way I came at you guys, but I did pick up a father role. And I'm still going to tell you when some shit like, what was that? What was that shit? You know what? I still tell them. Or I'll be like, man, that was cool. That's what's up. But an OG in the hood used to be there for people like us. I remember the first two OGs that I ever freaking ran across, you know what I mean? I was doing some disrespectful shit. Say, yo, soy tu pinche OG, eh? And I didn't see it as a challenge. I saw it as my dad, like, damn. All right, fuck yeah. So those dudes that on the old school trip, they're not being OGs because an OG would definitely sit there the way I went and sat with you that day before. You know what I mean? That is OG shit. And that's what I want to teach you guys. And not teach you guys because remember, I got to be careful with my words, you know what I mean? But I want to kind of lead the way to that so that doesn't get lost, bro.
And I feel like the younger
can't lose
generation we kind of want that. We kind of long for that, like because we're fresh in the game. Not fresh, but you've seen a lot more in this game than we have, and we're still experiencing certain things for the very first time. And me personally, I didn't have a dad, so here I am trying to find it in my football coach and sometimes my friend's dad or just people that I look up to be my role model.
Be proud.
And to be proud of me,
Yeah.
And I did, like, honestly, even when I started tattooing, like, to this day, my mom doesn't clap for me, and nobody cheered for me. And it's comes from the strangers, that I've met like a year ago that are putting paper in my pocket, making things happen for me, that are clapping for me. So, I don't know, like, I guess that's why I have so much like rage inside of me because I was my own cheerleader, and I was the team. So I think we do want that from you and from the OGs. We want to be accepted. I think
I like
don't
that.
know
Yeah, no,
if you
and,
feel the same
yeah,
way,
yeah,
but-
bro.
Well, when I first entered into the industry, you knew who my mentor was, my first mentor.
Simon.
When we part ways, he got salty. Then it became like, oh, you don't deserve to be in the industry.
Yeah,
That's what it became, and that's how I was like, you know what, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Lights the
The fire.
It's like, it light the fire in me, and like ever since then, I felt like every single old school tattoo artist that would come my way, it was always like, oh, you don't deserve what you have, but they don't know the
What
work
you
I put.
sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know the sacrifice. They don't know the passion I have behind the craft.
You had a regular job too before.
Exactly.
And you had to bet on yourself. And
They don't see that.
when you clock in, you're getting a guaranteed check to, oh shit, I gotta make money come out the ground now. Like it's very drastic, bro. And I don't think people really understand the mind game that it plays on you and the weight that it has on you. Like you're just grateful to get a client, but then you gotta get one tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
it's not like that 9 to 5 where you clock in, clock out, and you have a check for sure.
And I remember like sometimes like I'm like, damn, where am I gonna get the money for my car payment? And then boom, a $500 tattoo walks in. I'm like, oh, thank God, bro. Like, shit. But it's just the way the game it works, And I think we all deserve to be in this industry because we've worked for it. We wouldn't even be sitting at this table looking at each other if we didn't.
Yeah, we
deserve-
busy and we all made
Yeah.
the time today.
Yeah, so-
so that's badass. I like this.
And I don't think it's up to anybody else but yourself to tell you what you deserve, And I think that's what I got kind of tired of too. Like, to me, it's like, bro, you've never put $1 in my pocket. So
But it
it's
was
like-
only a few of them, right? It was only a few of them because, or how many was it that was giving you guys issues? Because, like I said, I didn't keep up. People would send me stuff.
Is that a lot?
I
I'm
can't,
gonna say
I
it's a
can't
lot.
even count
Being a
all the
tattoo
fools that
artist-
hate on me. So
Yeah.
Being a tattoo artist was one thing, but when I started to become a voice and start to go into the pioneer route, I don't know if you remember back in November 2025, I said that, oh, I'm gonna start a tattoo academy.
Yes,
when I acquired the floor. That was a big thing. That was the talk of the month.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Why is he starting a tattoo academy? He doesn't deserve to be like basically they didn't see
Like, who are you?
exactly who are you?
the
Why
fuck
do you
Who are
deserve
you
it?
to say?
Exactly.
Can I say something on that? I'm gonna give you some badass credit. All those same people, I hit them up, the ones that were willing to talk to me. And I was like, well, let's go talk to them. And they were all like, nah.
Nah, I don't
Yeah,
So it was like, you know what? At that
But
point,
they were
they
able to-
lost me.
On the
They
DM,
lost me,
Yeah,
and you
they're
guys both gave
behind the
me.
screen, fine.
And like I said, I'm nothing like that. I'm
Internet
nothing but.
warriors.
But you guys definitely gained me, bro, and they lost me, and I know, and I hope they watch that, and they know who I'm talking about, because I messaged them. Well, look, you guys are talking, and you're talking, and telling me. Well, let's go talk to him.
But then they're saying like some
and I was
crazy
like-
shit too. It's like, bro, pull the fuck up. 1160 Airway Suite B6. What's happening? Fool? Like, what you trying to do?
What did you guys think about the academy?
Me, if it was me and when I was coming up, bro, I would have saved all my money like to get into.
Yep.
But because I struggle so much to teach myself, I fucked so many people up. I
Probably
blew out lines.
cross-contaminated, all
Shit's
these-
scabbing. Shit's contaminated. I don't know. I personally never knew how to keep shit clean in the beginning. I didn't know about Maticide. I thought it was green soap and shit, but because nobody fucking taught me. You
Yeah.
know? So
I think that's a lot of.
We have a real
honestly,
bad
yeah.
problem in El Paso when it comes to people entering the industry the wrong way. So with the academy, I tried to solve that. Giving people a doorway
pathway.
to go into the industry. Because a lot of shops they gatekeep. They don't want to take on an apprentice. There's a lot of people that want to join the industry. They just
you're
don't
gonna
have
get
the
the
right path.
information anyway from
Exactly. They're going to start with or without
You're
you.
gonna do it anyway, and
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have trash ass artists, scratchers in El Paso because of a tattoo school. We have trash ass artists because it costs less than $80 to get your license, 10-question multiple choice.
Easy.
It's
That's the
easy
easiest
to
thing
get
in
into
world
the
to get a
game.
tattoo license.
Barbers require more. I think somebody, not knocking Circle K, but somebody at Circle K receives more training.
I was
You
with
know,
you on
so
that.
it's
And,
like-
and when I was telling people straight up, the only difference of what you were doing than what all these shops are doing is you just put Academy on it. You know what I mean? And when I told everybody, you guys are all accepting people and taking them in and trying to teach them to, make something off of. Like this person's gonna sit down and try to show them some things. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Like I said, to me, it didn't. I was already making my way out. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
this way though, it gives people a chance to just hop
Well,
in.
well, what
They
I
don't
had
have to
told
be
them-
argued with. you know?
Yeah, when I
shop.
had told them, I said, you know what? Because I had the hive, and when I had the hive, you guys know that 2-story building. I didn't fucking want no 2-story building, brother.
Hey,
COVID
that one
hit.
was nice though.
No, but COVID hit.
it was nice. It was
COVID
across the
hit. I
street,
rented
seen it.
one spot. I rented one room in that floor. And there was a trucking company dispatch. And the landlord, they left. And he said, hey, if you want to stay here, you got to get that top floor or else I'm going to rent it to a full space. And I said, motherfucker, I didn't want to be with nobody. So I called some people, filled it up. He saw how I ran the top. I ran the top super clean, kept it busy, paid him on time. He said, hey, I'm selling the whole building. You need to get the bottom floor. This motherfucker, shit, dude, I'm not trying to do this. And in the process, I had to become a tattoo school, but I was just careful without wording it as a tattoo school. But I was charging people to come in. I was charging them.
And I feel like if you have 10 students, like only like 2 or 3 of those fools are actually gonna make it to the very
Exactly.
end
Not
and
all of them
actually
gonna
be
be-
successful because this shit isn't for everybody. You
that's
gotta
what my
like
advice
what
to
you're doing,
was.
you know?
Like, bro, you're badass, but I promise you, I worked with your generation for like the past 3 years. Oh, I've never had such a hard time trying to because everybody wants to learn the technique. They don't want to learn the work ethic.
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, well, let me teach you the work ethic before the technique. Because then you're going to get the technique and what? Just go show it to 5 other people in your neighborhood to be the cool kid that knows the shit? Or are you going to learn it so that you can help my business get better as well?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's about our business still, no matter what. Like I told people, my bad for making you think I was just trying to help you. My bad for selling it that way. But I need to help myself too at this point.
Right.
So if you're not trying to help you, you're not helping me. And that's when I kind of cut them off. And that was the only advice I had given you. Just be careful because they don't want the work ethic. They want the technique. They want the
Yeah,
technique.
because they think it's gonna like pop off right away. And
Yes.
that's,
They think their pockets are gonna
That's
be
literally
filled,
like-
they'll be living the
that's the-
life.
that's not the
Yeah.
case at all. Because this shit,
A real apprenticeship will teach you that. But of course, you had guys that didn't know how to tattoo. They just wanted somebody to clean their shop for free. Whack.
Yeah, that's why.
Whack.
Yeah, I think that's
or they were bullied in school, so they wanted someone that they could bully in their shop. Whack. You know what I mean? Dumb, man. Dumb. And they ruined something that could have been good. And my thing was always trying to bring that back good. But those same guys that were talking shit about everything I was doing or everybody that I had was the same people to hire the same person I let go. So, man, damn, bro. You know what I mean? Straight up. I want to tell you guys that.
That's how
The
I
same
feel too.
people
I
that
mean,
you
shit.
say, fuck them. Honestly, to me, fuck those same fools. The OGs that I think of are like, rest in peace, Renee Lopez. You got Renee Chavira. You have Eric Ward. Me and Eric Ward tried to clean this shit up some years back, and he was the only one almost down to go with me. And I think he got pulled away. They were like, "Get your ass over here! You're not going with that fucking cholo around the city to try to make things right." So he got pulled from me. Those were the only OGs that I can really think of, bro. That you had the ones that have been in it for a while. You know what I'm saying? But that I can say that really try to help people: Eric Ward, Renee Lopez, and Renee Chavira, and that I know of. Again, the ones that I actually seen out there trying to make shows happen, trying to make a difference with things, trying to bring the people together.
And you said other cities already have tattoo schools.
They do.
Like which
We're
ones?
El Paso is so behind in this.
Yeah.
In that, like it's
But
crazy.
it's such a small community and
Small
people
pond,
are trying to like keep these secrets and it's like, bro, the information I learned on YouTube and it's out there. And
And
it's
Paso
it's
doesn't
been
want to
out there
work,
for
bro.
6 years.
And Paso
you know?
does not want to work. They want the fat check with the fucking
Yeah.
6 hours of work, bro. That's all it is. So if you're creating more work, they're gonna be pissed. They're like, oh man, hold on, these guys they put a fucking gorilla and a fucking wiggly guys on the roof, man. We gotta get fucking 2 gorillas and 4 wigglies. You know what I mean? So they feel like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're feeling that shit.
But like which cities do have one? Like a school?
I would say is if you go to Miami, if you go to California, New York, these big cities, I'm pretty sure like these cities already thought of that. There's 10 other people that have already
Well,
tried
I
the
know
same
their
thing.
licensing's different over there too. You have
Very
to
different.
work in a shop for so many years or hours to even get your license. In
Look
those
at
Kind of like with
cities.
barbers.
New Mexico
Yeah,
is
they need
harder to get a
1,000
tattoo
hours.
license in New Mexico.
Depends on the city, the state, everything.
I
Everything.
blame the
boils
health
down.
department. They started transferring everybody's licenses, and again they transferred it because some shops were were jerks, and they didn't want to let people get their license because they were like, nah, he didn't finish the apprenticeship or whatever, something they didn't like. So again, those same old school guys, not OGs, those
They
old
burned
school
that.
guys used that power and they messed it up. So then the health department had to make licenses transferable now. Before you couldn't. If you got a license at one shop, you couldn't get one at another shop until that other last shop approved you.
And you know what? Like
Oh,
for me,
shit,
when
that's
I was coming up, I felt like getting your tattoo license was like climbing Trans Mountain and shit. And then they're like, yeah, just answer these questions and then take this piece of paper. And I'm like, that's that.
They don't even ask.
That's it.
Look, a
That-
barber has to go through more obstacles to get their license
More training
than
more
a tattoo
training.
artist. But a tattoo artist, we're doing some
Dealing with
medical
blood,
shit. You
yeah.
know, like we're dealing with blood. Like it's crazy how easy it is.
And I feel like you're making like big bucks too. I mean,
Do what you do, because you know what, those same freaking guys, bro, that are talking or trying to stop it, I promise you, they're just trying to fill their pockets, and that's it. That's it. Everyone's trying to fill their pockets, you know what I mean? And they're just trying to use an old school code and a law that they don't even stand by half of that shit, but they want to use it when it's
When it's
effective,
convenient.
when it's convenient,
for them.
or when it threatens them.
Yeah.
Then they want to pull out the card.
But I don't know why people feel threatened because there's enough money for everybody.
everybody.
And also like this for us, it's like there's this tattoo Bible rule book that I never got a copy of what you should and what you shouldn't do. And like it's hard to like keep track of all these rules and to the point, well, like again, if you never put $1 in my pocket, I'm not gonna listen to you, bro. I'm a grown man already.
Art is created from breaking the rules.
And that's kind of the point I wanted to
The
make.
only
too.
rule that shouldn't be broken
Because
is respect.
Where would we all be
That one
if
got
we
it.
listened to what other people tell us to do? You know,
Everybody would still be doing traditional.
My whole family brought me up to be a nurse, first one to graduate from college, and you're gonna be in the medical field, and I didn't.
See, I'm with
And-
that. I'm with that to like an extent. Like you know, you had recently someone in here that shouldn't have been here, and before that was one thing that we would do is we would call shops and we would let them know, hey.
Yeah.
That person's, but nowadays they will
don't
send you that grenade.
Yep.
Be like, fucking waiting for it to
Yeah, they're waiting for it to
You
explode.
know what I mean? They'll shoot you that grenade nowadays, man. Back then, right away, I still make phone calls. Hey, is this, is this cool? Is this cool? I still receive phone calls. There's still an OG part of it, guys. And I'm telling you, man, and there's sometimes I'll tell the person, you know what? That's how that person was when they were with me. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago either. So who they're going to be for you,
It could be a whole different.
it's not the same person that I had.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you no more. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up with this person? I go, because that'd be fucked up if someone tells you something about me from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That's whack.
But you know what, too? Because they kind of did that to me one time, but it's like, why? Just because I called you out on your shit, now you're telling shops that I can't go here and I can't go there because I'm holding you accountable and I don't like the drinking. And so it's like, bro, I'm like the best worker. I'm not the most talented, but I'm like one of the hardest working people that I know. So it's like, now you're telling a shop not to hire me? Like, that's fucked up, bro. Like, so I think sometimes people do change and do get better. And some people are misrepresented just because of some petty shit you had
With
between
someone else, yeah.
someone else, you know?
And
like,
hard, bro. This city buries you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's
And
so small.
It
It's so
buries you with zero. With zero evidence, zero facts.
Yeah.
Someone just has to say some shit. And this the city of Diaz. This the city of Diaz. Hey, my Tia said, I can't fuck with you. I can't fuck with you, dog. And this the city of Tias, and everybody is everybody's Tia. That's your mom. That's my Tia. It's not. No, man.
Yeah.
It's bad with that here, brother. And like I mentioned, I'm still gonna be within the tattoo industry. You guys will see what I got coming up soon, and it's gonna actually give me more time to actually go around two shops and actually share better knowledge about not just needles and groupings of stuff like that, but better knowledge on work ethic. I've been telling people when they message me, "Hey man, you got space over there?" I'm like, "Why are you trying to leave where you at? Sit there for a little bit, man. Why are you trying?"
it for a minute.
I go, I just seen you from two shops already. Just kick back for a bit. What you're chasing is right in that chair. It's right there. Unless the place is getting all drunk, whack. But if it's clean, stay there. You know what I mean? Figure it out, because the more you run around and jump around, you lose stability. Just like when, I don't know about you guys, I was raised in different houses and stability was hard for me. If anybody's known me for a while, I've had about 10 shops. And it's not because they weren't working, bro. I was literally, this one was functioning. I was building a whole brand new one over here because I couldn't sit still. But I refused to go from shop to shop, so I just built shops. I was like, I'm not going to go from shop to shop. I think this is better. So I'm just going to build all these shops. You know what I mean? And that's how, and Joe told me, bro, if you leave from here, you're going to struggle. Like, this is where it's at. You know what I mean? And that's part of the sales
They
pitch.
kind of tell that to everybody.
He
It's
tells
been
that
around
to
for-
everybody. You know
It's
what I
been
mean?
around.
It's
They've
a
been around for
sales
a hot
pitch.
minute.
This is where it's at. This is where it's at. And yeah, when you've got a lot of shops, you could definitely guarantee to always pass some, because you got a shitload of artists there waiting, right? So maybe if it's not here, they're gonna shoot you over there, right? And I was like, nah, Joe, I think I'm gonna be all right. And I was scared, man. I was like, you know what? But I had to be all right. I had to, because what the fuck was that if I went back?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going back.
pride, yeah.
And I almost did, man. I almost did a few times. I almost, Joe, what's up, fool? He's like, what's up? And I was like, nah, nothing.
Nothing. Never mind. Forget it.
Nothing.
I feel that.
Yeah, but I still would ask, hey, would you have me there? Just because I still want to be accepted too. Just for him to say,
You wanna
fuck
belong.
yeah, like, all right, fuck yeah. All right, I'm still good. I haven't fucked up everything yet.
And I
you know?
think we'd all get farther in El Paso if we were like, if we actually, yo, that's dope. Yo, that's cool. I fuck with it. Repost. We'd kind of get on the map as far as like how Manifest and like Cali's like the mecca of the black and gray and the Chicano style and stuff like that. But I feel like that's how we'd get farther, as opposed to like, yo, this fool's fucking whack and this fool, he thinks he's Hollywood and this and that. Like, but I feel like it's just a bunch of people trying to knock each other's shit, and then people fending for themselves, and we're just getting nowhere. We're
like a
going in
bunch
a
of
circle.
piranhas.
This is a really cool story. You guys know who Mike Rios is?
Rios.
Mike Rios, he does all those little gordita cholas with the
Yeah, yeah,
Cheetos cholas and the little, the gordita cholas. What's her name? Jiggles, baby Jiggles. So Mike Rios, when I was tattooing out of California, so it was like 2011, bro, and I was tattooing out on my pad, and I was close to his shop, and he made a post. He's like, motherfuckers, scratchers at their house doing portraits and this and this and that, and I was a little hothead, and so I was like,
You feel
hey,
disrespected?
homies sent me stuff on Facebook. They're like, this was talking about you, fool. So here I go, not knowing anything about anybody, and I'm not even in my city or my state. Walking in there, hey, what's up, homie? I'm trying to get a job. No, homie, we're not hiring right now. I go, it's because there's a lot of people talking about, fools at their house doing portraits and shit. So, you know what I mean? But then nobody wants to give a chance. So that's cool. I'll just keep doing it. It's like, he caught it. He was like,
Hey,
what's
reverse
up, dog? Let's see what you got. Bro, he sat me down and we fucking hit it, bro. Like, we had to. He was like, here, homie, take this shot. The old school way of doing shit. Here, trying to get me fucked up before my tattoos. And you had to pull it off. That's how the old shit was. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro.
And what year did you start tattooing?
I actually started tattooing officially, like, 2003 is when I first poked somebody.
Damn.
But when I was 12, the homies got out the pinta. They showed us how to make homemade machines. And I did an EPT on the homies' panza when I was 12, bro.
And you were 12 years
I was
old?
12 years old. And then I put this dumbass shit
Damn.
with it. Yeah.
And you know what? I seen my dad. I was probably like 8, make tattoo machines and
Exact-
like, botch
yeah.
people when I was probably like 6 or
Guitar
7 years
strings.
old.
You tripped me out, bro. I'm telling you, we're a lot alike. When you said you received artwork from your dad, and
Yeah,
I did,
that's how I
the same
started.
shit that got me into it, bro. But it
Hey,
was more
I'm
fucked
gonna
up.
triple that one. You guys gotta listen to episode 1.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
wanted
lot
to.
the
I
same,
wanted to
man.
listen to it while I was tattooing the first guy, but then my machine broke, and it was just like hectic, and I was trying to fix it and unscrew it, and like,
Get all
how does this
angry with
even
it.
come out? And
Yep.
I'm like, yo, just let me borrow your machine, bro, cause I gotta go, I gotta be out. So I didn't get, but I'm gonna listen to it right
Oh
after.
yeah, no, but no, for sure, it's kind of what it is. And Mike Rios too, and our respects to Mike Rios. Mike Rios también, he went from the traditional, the black and gray, where the dragging first started coming in. He's the first one who told me, lower your machine down. And I lowered that motherfucker down, bro. And I don't know how you guys run your stuff, but low and slow gets that sucker in really good for me, especially on us dragging. You know what I mean? That thing, less trauma to the skin and all that good
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
I kind of run it higher, but barely graze the skin, and I feel like that's how I get a smooth.
But see, then that's your hand speed, as they say. That as long as you
barely touching, but it like the machine's running high, so when it touches, it like leaves it how I want it and
Yeah.
smooth. But I don't know. I mean, I've kind of gone through it all, like low,
What you're doing, yeah.
5 volts, 6 volts.
Running
7
low
volts.
just gets rid of the redness.
Okay.
Running low gets
Because
rid of the
less
redness.
trauma.
Yeah, watch trip out.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a little break.
Okay.
Because we're gonna move into the next segment.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Because we're moving to the
How
more
was that?
controversial stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
The first question is who in the industry is killing it right now and who needs to step it up?
All of us, and then all of us again.
Bam.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's badass. When you first asked that question before we started, that's what I thought about, right? Because there's a lot of people killing it in different departments. You got people killing it with social media, people killing it with business, people killing it with artwork, and then you got those doing it all together like yourself. You know what I mean? Like if I were to say someone that's really killing it, brother, definitely you're killing that jale right now, homie.
Thank you.
Tú y el baby Joe. That's asking my opinion, like straight up. You know, no pas porque están aquí, homies. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And these homies don't. These other guys, they don't talk to me much, but Melendez, he's doing really well.
Yeah, Melendez is always.
Let me see, Tattoo Lord, Angel
Tattoo
Reynosa and his team,
Oh, Reynosa's bad.
Golden Cobra and their team.
I'll say Omar.
Omar, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Tattoo Sanctum is freaking doing something really badass.
Lit tattoos.
Who's that?
Lit tattoos at
Lit Tattoos
Envy.
at Garza. Yeah.
At
at
Envy.
Envy,
I know him
yeah.
by his.
Sí. Yeah, man. El Lemo también. Lemo's got his production and all his stuff down pretty good. Man. Those are definitely the top that I would say are really. And then Matt Valles. You got Matt Valles. I'm sorry. He's so quiet. You guys know who Matt Valles
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's just so quiet and shit. But if that dude were to channel in on his networking and all that cool stuff too, man, freaking out there too, man. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are just missing that. But in the game, I think those are the top ones that I could think of. And if I missed anybody, I either forgot or you're just not killing it.
Sketchy one.
Well, yeah, he's over there with the Angel Reynosa.
Oh, where?
Yeah, after 10, I think they're
I would-
getting down.
I would say a lot of your team too, because I've seen like Louis bad.
Yeah, Louis.
Noah draws on you is like attempting the portrait, looking good, bro. Kingman too. I seen him like get a lot better quick, bro. So it's like
Yeah.
everybody just catching up to the speed, and it's like, damn, like we all gotta up the game because
We got to, bro. And you know what? Like I mentioned, that's one of those reasons why. Because I've sat down and I've upped my game this year, but it's definitely taken me away from stuff. So I'm like, you know what? To up the game, you gotta put in. So everyone who's killing it right now, my respects to you guys because it shows that you guys are freaking dedicated. And yeah, definitely a lot of your team is doing great.
I mean at higher level AB is bad for
Oh,
AB.
AE, bro.
Yeah.
Artist the Angel too. He's like coming up too.
Yeah,
He's
Angel's
hungry.
freaking
So
grew.
Big
Jeez.
thing,
shout out to
yeah.
those guys.
No, I feel that. And then as far as the people that need to step it up, I'd say like 75% of everybody in the tattoo shop here in El Paso right now.
I'd say like 90.
Yeah, like straight up. And I'm saying 75 to not sound fucked up, but I'll leave it on it.
That's my opinion. Like
Yeah,
about
man.
95, 98% of because everybody's just like, I think you post. They're doing more of the social media shit and thinking like they're gonna get the reaction, and they sometimes they do, and it inflates their head getting big, like they got motion and shit. But
Yeah.
it really comes
But
down
the
to
art
the
still
quality
comes
of
down
the work.
to the
you know?
quality of the. Yeah, you can get a whole lot of views and have nobody in your
Exactly.
chair because you get all these views and they look at the work and they're like, all right, I'll just follow his page for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely gonna get tattooed. And
Yeah, because the way that you post the reel kind of makes you follow them, but not really like the.
I've caught
the
myself
work.
following people for the entertainment part, and then they post a tattoo, and I'm like unfollowing that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do
Shit
that.
looks
shit.
botched.
Yeah. So it's, yeah, but I would say, and there's still some people I'm missing, like for sure. But those are the ones who I think are killing it in the game for sure, man. Yeah, and what you got going on here, brother, keep on doing it, man. Don't discourage. People were the same way with me when I first came into doing my thing, brother. They were so mad, and it was all the people that were trying to do what I was doing. It was all the people that all of a sudden, you know what I mean, they're like, oh man, I could do portraits. I just choose not to.
I hate motherfuckers.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I could do that. I just don't want to do it.
I hate that
Damn,
shit.
I mean,
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Passion.
I could make money. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
That's shut up. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking crazy.
There's fools in the industry like Rusty's tattoos. You know, I don't know what his username is. Or it's Stevie or something.
Stevie Tats. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
He
you
blocked
know?
me. Yeah.
If you're an artist like that, I feel like you for sure need to step it up. Not just in your quality of art, but in your attitude.
Yeah, because you're not stepping as hard as we are. You
Yeah.
know? Like if I'm looking at your page, it's like it's clean, but it's not like what we're doing. You know, like we're like going above and beyond. I feel like, and at that place, like what are you gonna tell me, bro?
We're gonna do the plaque talk on that one because with that homie and a lot of other homies, and even the one homie, Alex, Nightmare. You know what I mean? Even that homie right there. I've gone and I've talked to him.
What are you talking about? The blonde one?
He tatted me a couple times.
See, he has carved in gold.
Carved in gold.
Yeah, he's got the. He had said he had chopped it up with you guys about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
situation, right?
Was he hating?
Well,
Was he hating?
He was hating.
Yeah.
yeah, on the
true.
tattoo school. Like I said, I went by and I went and talked to everybody.
That was
See,
real presumido though.
Yeah, I
He's
went and
real,
talked to a lot of people, and a lot of these guys, a lot of them,
Diva.
I was at conventions with them when they wouldn't win awards. You know what I mean? And so that thing really gets them when they don't win a plaque. You know what I mean? There's people that should get them like crazy, bro. And to me, I even stopped competing because I didn't like that shit. I didn't. It used to be fun. It used to feel like you were doing something. You know what I mean? And then after a while, when fools would trip, like because of an award, and sometimes I wouldn't always win, brother. I didn't always freaking.
Do you think awards matter though?
You know what? At one time they did matter.
Because they just collect
Because
dust.
that's all we had. That's all we had was your awards were basically the certificate of completion, like an apprenticeship. If you had an award, that means you went out to battle. That was your badges.
Dope.
You know, and so it was good up until the bullshit came in.
Because I've never been to a convention. Have you?
I've been to conventions. After my first one, I was like, fuck conventions. I don't do
I don't really care for it.
Conventions died down. I would say 2015. 2015.
Why?
That was it because they used to not allow just anybody in the convention. You had to submit a portfolio, and an apprentice had to work the front desk because people were paying a lot more for the tattoos, and the convention, that's their shop.
With that, I went to a convention here in El Paso one time, and there's some guy who's really like he has his whole body tatted, but he's locked in with the judges.
Yeah.
And he had he won award for best bodysuit, but then I'm like, bro,
It was the only body.
that shit weak as fuck. And then there's people walking around with way better shit, but because you're locked in with the judges, you win.
See, that's when I stepped
And
out.
that's when I was kind of like, nah.
That's when I stepped out, bro. The last competition I ever did, and I don't know if you guys know who Inks is,
Inks?
Inks.
The
Yeah,
Tiger.
Yeah, he had a little.
He won
situation.
the.
Yeah, he won that Skin Wars, and again running a tattoo shop. He had a girl that was no longer his girl. It was cool, and I said, "Hey, fool, she wants to work here. Can I hire her?" No, Simon, wait, yeah, that's cool, fool. Hire her, wait, get her, wait. I got her. He leaves, and I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "Oh, I said hire her. I let you make the decision." They said, "Motherfucker, you're freaking whack, fool. You're whack, dog. Like you're gonna pull that weenie shit on me. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking whack." So I went to a convention one day in Albuquerque. And I had a portrait, homie, sick ass portrait. Like I knew what I was going for. And that fool was a judge. And the two judges made it a point to come and tell me, bro,
You're
we
not
both marked you way up there. That fool paid you at a 3. And I said, oh, okay. So I hit him up on it, bro. I did, man. And like I said, I know and I like that this thing's out there because that's a story that needs to clear. And I was like, what's up with that? He's like, oh, well, it's because, the portrait, it should have been composition wise. And I said, he's going to get flowers and the roses around it later. He's like, oh, well, if it would have had that, it probably would have won. But we're judging a portrait here. Didn't matter where the hell the motherfucker was at. I mean, hold on. Let's not get into this composition bullshit. Again, so I'm not with all that shit. Like, this is art, bro.
tacky shit.
Yeah, like, I've seen your tattoos, fool. You don't even look like you even know what the definition of composition is, homie, what you're trying to tell me. But again, it was because he was upset. And once I saw that they had judges like that, I was like, you know what? Fuck all this shit. There was some plaques that I don't even hang up because I know that they gave them to me.
I would like to compete, though. I would like
You
to.
have to compete. Let me tell you
I
why.
just never been.
I think it's important to compete for yourself.
I think I could win
and it
too.
humbles you. Hell yeah. And even if you don't win, brother, you know what?
It's like a
you
relief.
win something inside of you. You win something. It's like a fight, bro. You
We should.
know what I mean?
We should.
I honestly, I think it was a wrong
We
time.
all win against each
I
other.
think it was a wrong time. The first time I went, I feel like my style wasn't solidified yet. You feel me? So me going to my first time, I was like, man, like I had two people telling me, oh, it's all about the money, and then another side is saying it's all about the competition. Then I'm getting pulled both sides. I'm like, bro, like
So that's what happened.
Trying to
See,
make sense of
conventions,
it.
we had a minimum. You had to charge either 150 to 250 an hour, depending on your skills, and you couldn't do anything under 150. But then people started coming to conventions, not having that people skills, and they couldn't talk to people, and so they just $100. You know what I mean? And
Well,
they
I think
start-
now even with the newer ones, like we're gonna go to, that's what we were talking about. That they do have that minimum again at some of the ones
But
we're
they
going
always
to.
try to put it now, but nobody keeps it no more.
No, but
because-
if they find out you're doing under, they kick you out.
See,
that's it.
what- okay. Then so
You guys are going to one as Black Ivory?
I think. Well, I mean,
we've
there's
been to a
big
couple,
group
but
of them.
I've been traveling on the road, so I haven't had
So there's a big
But
group
I
of us
do
going.
plan on going.
Which one?
We're gonna go to Hobbs. I think is the next one.
Inkers.
Yeah, the Inkers.
I'll be there
Don't.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, and then some other conventions like that I went to, and it was only like 2 of us competing, and I won. I was like, I don't want that shit. You know what I mean?
Doesn't
Like,
really feel like
it's not really
you
there.
won.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So there's some. So yes, I think plaques mean a lot, but you gotta know, you gotta be humble enough to know what the competition really was. You know what I
Like
mean?
when
So-
you're in a room with 300 artists or more.
and there was some
going
where-
against heavy
where you're a
hitters,
little
yeah.
well and more, and then the categories too, because I've seen fools walk away with a script award, and literally they were the only fools that entered.
Yeah.
And they're running around like, watch out, la verga, putos todos. And it's like, fool, you literally, you know what I mean? We're the only one that entered. Man.
Yeah.
Like who you competing
You
against
literally
yourself?
bought it for $10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if there was 2 of you, it was literally a raffle. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was literally a raffle, brother. But I think conventions are important, and I definitely think a lot of guys in the city need to step it up by their attitude, brother, because they got good tattoos, but their attitude's making them bad.
Divas. Yeah.
Yeah, their attitude is fucking everything up.
Hollywood.
I think a lot of what has slowed down in the industry, and maybe I'm wrong, but collectors are watching right now too, is I think they got tired of hearing the bullshit drama within everything else. We're supposed to be their therapist. They're not supposed to be our therapist, bro. Like artists, I have them at the shop, and I'm like, fool, can you not fucking use your client as a therapist next time and let them
talk to
But
you.
then-
Yes, bro. They're paying you, fucker.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Let them. But we get caught up in it sometimes, right? Especially if you know them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like when they don't know them, like, and that's another thing that I had an issue with, like as far as being an owner, because I didn't know how to let people run their things how they run it, and everybody runs things different, right? Some people like going to the person and hearing the tattoo artist story because they're not talkers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So now we're trying to figure out, okay, so people are trying to find their person out to get tattooed by instead of just going anywhere. Like walk-ins, I'll admit, I will say this, and I'm not saying this for any other reason, but I think the walk-in deal is slowly going down.
I think it's
Like
still-
slowly, people don't trust going into
I feel
somewhere
that.
no
I feel
more.
that too.
But like, man, I just came 6 months ago, and where is everyone that was here 6 months ago?
I think
Where's
it's
that
more
guy?
for like a fun tattoo or like
It's a
matching
drunk fun tattoo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I've got them, bro. I've got them.
At Airway, we
I'll
have,
go
like,
anywhere, and they're like, "Oh, we only
bunch
have the
of
apprentice open."
motherfuckers
I'm like,
trying-
but he's open right now.
But then none of us do walk-ins because we're all appointment based, and I do it, but I don't really have the time, bro.
And let's be real, a walk-in is always gonna look better if you have a little bit more time with it. And that's what I tell people. Like they're like, "It's because I want it today," and I let
give
them
me
know
some time to
today's gonna
work
look
with
like
it.
this. Tomorrow's gonna look like what you see on my portfolio. And if what you see on my portfolio is what you want, then you got to give me the time that
Yeah.
it takes to do that.
That's dope.
Because if
That's
not,
dope.
you're not gonna get what you see here, and then you're not gonna end up on my Instagram like you want to. So let me.
I kind of feel like it's more for somebody starting out to get like
Oh,
the
definitely.
practice, the traction, the getting clients, recognizing people, them recognizing you, kind of like throw them to the newest person here. you
Yeah,
know,
we
kinda
tell
type
them.
deal.
We tell them, hey, look, how did you hear about us? Oh, we follow the page. All right. Well, just so you know, the quality of the page is going to require deposit and an appointment. If you want something today, we definitely will get you with our guys who are starting off. They're like, do you trust them? I'm like, shit. I mean, I got them in
Or they're here.
They're in here. Yeah. I mean, hey, I trust them enough. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, cool. I do want it today.
They wouldn't be here if you
Yeah.
didn't, you know.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, that's my take on that part right there, brother.
All right, what's the next question? No.
No.
I'm gonna say no.
1 second. I'm a little cholo for that one. What does that mean?
So like if you have more experience than somebody else, that their talents or your talent's gonna be better than somebody else just because they've been starting.
Okay. No.
But no.
I kind of
Dude, I feel bad for those homies, man, because they're loyal, man.
I kind of
They're
feel like
loyal.
they're
Oh, shit.
the quality from my experience is like you were hot when you were a little younger, and then as the time went by, you just kind of went down, and the quality went.
got
You
comfortable.
stopped caring.
They stopped caring,
You
man.
you just want the money now, and try to knock it out as fast as you can, and go home.
Be out
you know?
every day
And,
by a
like,
certain time, yes.
I feel like in that sense, that's why we're killing it. That's why we're standing out because we're young. We got the energy. We have time to make the reels. We care about posting it. We're posting anyway. So it's like, I think that's kind of where the friction kind of began.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're just trying to sun us sometimes. And it's like, but I'm better than you at this shit. So it's like, I'm younger than you. I'm faster than you. So it's kind of like, that's, I think, where the friction
They're
kinda
coming at it the
started.
wrong way, guaranteed, brother.
Uh-huh.
Guaranteed. And I hope you like that I did come and chop it up with you.
Oh, yeah.
Hablamos bien,
dope,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Like, that's eso,
Yeah,
eso
yeah.
se trata, you know what I mean? And if they're watching, that's all they needed to do, too, instead of trying to be all loud on their
Yeah.
keywords and shit like that, man. But yeah, all those shops that we mentioned, yeah, they all need to get better for sure, brother. Because you guys are definitely, any chavalones, you guys are coming in because you have nothing but reason to fucking put their asses in the fucking dirt. You know what I'm saying? And handle it. Cause like I said, I did the same thing. So I can't be mad at it.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I did the same thing, brother. But just be ready for them not to ever like you. And who cares, bro?
Haters
Who
make you
cares,
famous
dude? It's not
sometimes.
like
I love it.
it's not anybody good. You know what I mean? And the people that really are gonna like you are in this room right now, and that's really who matters, guys.
The artist that starts to plateau is the artist that stops learning. I feel like as artists, we got to continue to learn every day. There shouldn't be a point in our career where we was just like, oh, I know
That's
everything.
it. I know it all.
Yeah, I know it all. Like
There's always
even just
some
like
new and new techniques.
I will never claim I'm the best artist in Opa. I will never claim that. You feel me? There's always a bigger fish in the
I
sea.
always just claim that like I'm the hardest working. But nah, I know there's fools with mad talent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't.
And if I get the chance to learn from them, I'm gonna take that chance. You know,
But
I'm
I
gonna
could work my ass off. That's what I know.
Yeah.
So
And we can all learn from each other. That's why when I posted that one thing about older people need to listen to younger people, and younger people need to listen to older people. But not like listen like, hey, you know, hagas eso. You know what I mean? But like listen to the stories. And then we need to listen to your guys' stories because we didn't learn emails. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I've gotten better with emails now. You know what I mean? But it's something that I didn't know. And my youngsters in my shop are the ones who showed me how to get better at social media. I'm like, hey, how do you do this? And they're like, you know, go here, click this.
you book through email? Is that what
I
you,
booked
is that what you mean?
everywhere, but I booked through email now. Before I didn't used to because
You did too?
I booked an email.
Yeah.
I mean, we do everything. DM.
Damn, I literally just work off Instagram.
Yeah.
Like just
I literally just work off Instagram.
I've never gotten a client from Facebook or TikTok, or it's literally just been strictly
I think
It's
it's
got-
kind
I
of
think
like
the-
dying
I
think the
down
gram
on
is-
side of
or
it.
word of mouth.
Yeah.
My older clients don't trust booking through DM and Instagram. They rather feel safe doing it through email or number. You know.
Wow. Well, I mean, you making the big bucks. So it's,
Yeah. They're not gonna send no deposit through Instagram. You feel me? Like, especially the ones that don't trust social media. You know. So I try to make
emails
an
get hacked
avenue for everybody. For all
My
types of
email
clients.
clients are definitely different paying clients. But like I said, this year I'm veering away because I don't think I could give them the quality and the time that they're wanting. So right now, honestly, I'm definitely just slowly working my way down. Slowly. And again, I'm here to pass the torch, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to pass the motherfucking torch to you guys for reals. I wouldn't pass it to anybody else, man. Straight up, man. And I'm here. I'm not saying that just because I'm here. I'm here to say that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm here to say that. And that's why I talked to both of you guys before that, Holly. And you guys got it, bro. You got the juice, homie. And let them be pissed, homie.
Hell yeah.
Let them be freaking mad, homie.
make them matter.
Make them matter, bro. Make them matter. And that's if they get to the whole end of watching this podcast. I hope they watch.
They're disgusted.
All right. Last question.
I had way more questions, but I had to trim it down because I really didn't know. We could be here till midnight talking. But a question I had was, did your family accept you when you started
No.
tattooing?
Nah. My mom, like me and my mom, we stopped talking for like almost a whole year. But I quit. Like
I'm on that shit right now.
my parents come from Jamaica. I was the first
Jamaica?
yeah.
wow.
I was the first American, you know. So
In your family?
in my family. So
What's your
for
last
me to Williams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of Jamaicans are called Williams. But
Really?
yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
So for me to quit college, you know, it was kind of like heartbreaking to my mom because I was supposed to be the first one with a degree, you know. But you know, I veered off from that path because you know I was like, I don't care about having the first degree. I want to be the first millionaire, you know. That's a whole different path. You feel me? Like,
What were you chasing in your degree?
I was trying to be. My first thing was supposed to be a history teacher. Then I changed it to wanting to be an art teacher. Then from there, you know, I was like, yeah, an art teacher probably makes like $40,000 a year. Like, am I really gonna be happy with that? You know, just working and
Maybe.
that's with experience. You know, like starting, you have to be a substitute teacher and you have to build your way up to making $50K a year. And I was like, nah, you know,
And then I think they only get paid once a month,
exactly.
like 3,000, and that's your whole check. Right?
Yeah, I knew I wanted something more in life, and that's why I decided to start tattooing. And then from there, I was like, I want to be more than just a tattoo artist. Now I want to go into different markets. You know, I want to be an entrepreneur. Now I'm starting entrepreneurship into pioneering. You know, like I want to create something new in my industry. You feel me? So my mom didn't understand that because her generation, tattoos is very taboo. You know, especially in Jamaican culture. You know, like it's not very accepted to have tattoos or be a tattoo artist. You know, so she took it very hard, bro.
Killing it, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I come from a whole family of either Mormons or drug dealers and gangbangers. So
Hell
no.
yeah.
They did not.
Badass mix.
Yeah, I don't know how those two ended up together, but they did, and here's me.
They stopped talking to you, or
Yeah, I hadn't been home for like recently. This is recently. I hadn't been home for like 10 so odd years, and I went back and I'm covered like this, and they're like, "What the fuck? What happened to you?" And I was like, "Well, I mean,
I bossed up.
yeah, I just went with my profession and said, fuck it."
Yeah.
Filled
You go
all
all
up.
in, you know, with
Yeah.
the face and the.
Yeah, the face was a whole nother conversation.
Would you get your face tatted?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe down the line I will. But it's just like, you know, when it comes to underwriters and getting loans and all that stuff. Like I still gotta look professional. I gotta look the part, because tattoo industry already has a bad rep when it comes to getting loans.
Yeah.
Getting approved for stuff.
Anywhere you go, there,
You say that, 'cause
you're gonna steal from me.
See,
Yeah.
that's another thing that the old school guys didn't know or learn about, and they're mad. And I be trying to teach them how I do a lot of what I do through the taxes and the loans and make shit right.
Yeah, the
They don't be
seminar
wanting to
for
listen
that,
to me, brother.
The taxes,
Yeah,
the LLC, all that stuff.
just all that. And they're like, oh, Chicago's selling drugs for sure. That's how he's making all these shots, doing all this shit. Like for sure, they're thinking that. You know what I mean? Hands down, brother. And but yeah, man. Like so, that's another thing for sure. Another good tool that artists need to learn. And the old guys aren't gonna want to learn it. But taxes, everybody, chavalones, everybody learn. Taxes. Don't hide everything, man. Learn to freaking use it. Get somebody smart. Make that shit right. Get your S corps and LLCs right, and man, it's a lovely thing, brother. So that's a good thing that you chavalones have. Like you guys have access to that.
And what about your family? Did they accept you?
Yeah, they're from Glenwood, brother. We came from the barrio. They weren't even tripping.
So they were like, this shit's bad.
Sí, they were like, mi sobrino está plaqueando. Que órale. No, yeah, they were quick to the vola. Everybody wanted to get blasted up. Yeah.
Would younger you be proud of you now?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, well, that answers that.
Yeah. How about you?
Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. I mean, I was poor, bro. Like, I was wearing, like, everybody had nice shit at the school I went to. I was getting, like, $3 uniforms. I never had new shoes. I was always, like,
Always had to hand me
some
down.
cousin or some vato shoes. And because I'm getting bigger and bigger. So it's like now, like, life, I still trip out on it. Like, that life is this beautiful for me because all I've ever known was nothing. So yeah, I'm hella. I always wanted to do something with art. Like I remember one time, my homie asked me like, "Would you?" Because we would make music and shit and beats and shit. And he's like, "Would you like want to become like an artist, like a music artist?" And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, but with anything with art, like art teacher, I would have been happy because I love to draw. I don't get to draw no more because I'm always fucking tatting, but
You
I need
do
to
get to draw on skin.
Yeah. But it's like it's
different.
not the same.
Yeah.
You don't get to make your own mistakes and fix them. Yeah.
And then you're doing something that they want, So
It's all glory to God, because I'm telling you, this industry, it saved a lot of us.
Yeah.
I don't think we understand how blessed we are to be in this industry. Like when I posted that black and gray artists should be making 300 to 500K, a lot of people took offense to that because they're like, I'm not even making that. Who the fuck is this dude? But when I said that, I said that's what we should all strive to make. You know what I mean? It's very possible. I've seen those numbers. I've touched those numbers.
Yeah.
I've touched right under 200.
Exactly.
And I've been making for sure more than 100K like the past 4 years.
There's some doctors and like
That's
private
doctor money.
practice nurses, like they're not even touching those numbers. But for us,
And we
tattoo artists,
touch every dollar.
we touch every.
You know why they don't touch them though? Because they want to be rescheduling, showing up late when you're doing all this dumb shit. So yeah,
Going out
when
the
you
night
said that, I read it like because you could touch those numbers.
Could.
It's like telling somebody you could lift those fucking 300 pounds, 250 pounds, but you gotta go to the motherfucking gym every day.
Yeah.
And they're like, I thought you were gonna tell me a
Pero
trick.
también,
And I'm like,
They want the easy
I
route.
want it for free.
yeah.
Even in my comments, they were like, "Oh, like how many hours do you tattoo? Like, would you charge $3,000? No, I don't charge $3,000 for a tattoo.
Takes $350 a day.
You know when you get good, they
$365
start
to
lying
make
about what
100K.
you charge. I have
110.
people- Yeah, I got people out there that lie. Like they're like, yeah, man, my friend got tatted with you. We charge him like 2 G's. Like, call that motherfucker. He owes me some money. That fool what? I was like, oh, I got fool owes me some money if he said he gave me 2 G's. I charged that for like $700.
100
But it's because they want to say, nah, I spent this much. But when you're good, they can say shit like that.
110K a year is $350 a day.
That's it, brother. Yeah.
I mean, on a
No,
bad-
yeah.
That's what a bad day looks
No,
like.
it really
you know?
is,
So
bro.
it's like
Then when you're young,
That's
you're
a bad day
stacking your
now.
clients.
Of work, though.
Like when you can pull in 3 clients per day at least, or like, let's say you get to the point where your prices you can
You
be
can alter.
comfortable with 2. You can hitting $1,000 a day doesn't become that hard.
Yeah.
it's not
It's really not that
simple.
hard. Very simple.
Work
you know?
ethic.
Your ass off.
Then I want to be able to be like, I did it and this is what's possible. For the tattoo artists that's very like they're confused, they're like scratching their head like, how's this
Like,
guy
how
doing
did you
it?
do that?
But they're not watching though. Like you're literally giving them the game, like straight up. Like you're posting, you're doing good work, you're staying consistent. You know what I mean? And they're just like, well, my work looks like that, but nobody's seen it because they're not putting it out there. They just think, okay, well, if I have the work, I should be making what he's making.
Yeah.
Believe me, because I have guys, I've hired really great guys, badass artists, amazing motherfuckers, and they come into the shop and they're just right there like that. And
They're not doing that or watching movies on the free.
That happens so much. I feel like that happens so much.
Waiting on a walk-in. I
Yeah.
can't stand the waiting on walk-in artist.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't do that. I'm like, bro, do
Like,
not,
bro,
please.
book yourself
look
out,
like-
bro.
yeah,
Tell a family member, a friend, tell them you're not even like. Just do something.
do somebody for $100. You'd rather go
Yeah.
home.
Like tell them like I want to do this. Like, are you down? I won't even charge you. Like, just get because that post is gonna make you money.
And if anybody's listening right now, that answers that last question. Like, how do you? That's advice. Work hard, and by working hard doesn't mean fucking in chinga. Like, work smart. Stay
too.
consistent. Stay consistent. I've had too many people reschedule. I've had customers in the shop, and they're like, "Well, I had an appointment with this person at 1:30," and they're like, "Oh, he just messaged me, told me to be here at 3." And I'm like, same
yeah,
person that
that's a
complains
pet
when the
peeve.
rent's up.
Yeah.
I'm like, jeez.
Like, wow. I don't understand why artists can't like be early for their appointment to be there and meet their client and do what they need to do, have that stencil ready, talk with them, see how the
already
day
go
was
in,
before all that shit. Before all that
Yeah,
shit.
we going compared to
Considering-
everybody
yeah,
else.
like compare
8
right?
a.m., 9 a.m. We're in at 12, 1, 2.
Be there like a little bit early before your
Yeah.
appointment. Take care of what you need to do. And say,
Another
I'll be there at 3.
Another question I had was, has tattooing made you a better person in general?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
100,000%, because I knew that the person I had to be somebody good enough for people to be proud of wearing my permanent ink on their skin.
Where?
I knew they had to be proud of, you know what? That's Chicago. That's a solid motherfucker. Yeah, he might be G'd up, talk some shit, but solid dude. I knew I had to be better, bro.
Before this, I was like, tattooing, I was just like pissed at the world and like, nah, don't talk to me. I'm too fucking cool for this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, too cool for school.
Yeah.
And then now I like know how to be sociable, talk to people. Like,
Be a
oh yeah,
people
like
person.
I care about the hypothetical tattoo you're gonna get in 3 years, but like still give you the attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just became more social because before I didn't like to talk to anybody and I was just real to myself and real closed off. And now I'm just kind of, I speak my mind freely now, and I think it did make me a better person too.
Yeah.
I would say tattooing, it made me a leader, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I had to learn how to be a leader.
It's a dope answer.
Sacrificing as a leader, I feel like before I trusted everybody, like as a Christian too, like I feel like you should always, you don't judge the book by its cover, but as a leader, as a shop owner, I have so much that I can lose, So I feel like the tattoo industry has made me colder as a person.
The stakes are high.
The stakes are high, especially like when you're trying to strive to be at the top.
Made you cautious.
Yeah,
Cautious.
being cautious. You can't trust everybody,
No.
Can't trust everybody.
See, that's all I was trying to, when I messaged you, that's all I was saying, man. I would just not want to see a group of individuals ruin another badass artist by trying to take his energy and his skills and then just run away with it like they do everywhere. You know what I mean? But then again, you have a different formula and understanding to the generation, so you have a different language that they're gonna understand. You know what I'm saying? My language, they didn't understand it, and I didn't understand theirs. So now you're straight, brother.
And then growing up, who was y'all's hero? Or who inspired you? Like,
Tattoo wise?
No, in general,
just
as
in
a
general?
person. Like, for me, it was my uncle. My mom was like, my mom's a drunk. My dad's a heroin addict. And then there was my uncle, like, in a Corvette, in a Shelby, like, just killing it, taking trips, taking this girl. And he was kind of my dad. And then, post, like, when I'd spend the weekend at his house with my cousins, it's like, I think we're gonna chill, and it's like Saturday morning, 6 a.m. We're pulling weeds, and even my girl cousins are pulling weeds. And then Sunday comes, now we're painting the fence, and like so that But I didn't. Now I know that he was like instilling work ethic, and he was like really hard on me, and like had very high expectations.
He was
from
being
me.
an OG
But he kind of, when I started tattooing, he kind of disowned me. Like he kind of
because you didn't follow his path.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, being an OG.
Yeah, and
you wanted
yeah,
to,
yeah.
because that was the way he knew he could protect you, because that's all he knew. In case you ran into trouble, he could help you with trouble. There in tattooing, he didn't know how to help you. You got in
But
trouble.
he was like my hero, and like, but I don't talk to him no more. But I wanted to be just like him, you know, and do the things that he's doing, you know, and but it didn't pan out. And I think on this road of being a tattoo artist, you lose a lot. Like you lose so much, and I don't think people really talk about that because you gain a lot as well, much more. But you like, man, there's people that I don't talk to no more, family members.
But
like,
if they fall off, that's for a reason.
yeah,
They weren't meant to
they
be
weren't
at your
supposed to be
table.
there. Yeah, but who inspired you like as a person to give you that drive, that fire, the
I would say for me it would be my mom.
your mom?
She always owned us like a little small hair business. You know, she always did hair. Like I was the kid in the back of the shop sweeping up hair for like, you know,
Hell yeah.
little $2 a day. You know, like seeing her as an entrepreneur,
How hard she
kind of gave me the courage to be an entrepreneur. You know, even though she wanted me to have a degree, she wanted me to get away from.
She just wanted better.
Yeah, she wanted better for me, but like I was like, nah, I want to do the same thing you're doing. You know, and take a bet on myself. You know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you?
For me, I'd say it's my grandpa and my grandma. That's why I got them tatted on me. Because I always farm work. I was always working since I was like 7. So
Damn.
out in the fields and doing all
On
that.
the farm, you said?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. And you, Chicago?
Would be my grandpa Chicago. Yeah, grandpa Chicago. He's the one who got me going. He's the one who told me to take care of the family and learn how to do business. But see, grandpa Chicago was Línea Juárez, which is Juárez cartel.
Yeah.
And he was way up there with it, and he was a big dog. And I saw that I would ride around with him, and he had businesses all around this place, and that man was so freaking amazing. Yeah, he had 3 different wives, but he was able to afford 3
That's
different
some real
houses.
Mexican shit.
Yeah, bro, but he was able to afford every house.
3
He
families.
took care of all of it. It was cool. They all knew about each other. I would ride, have breakfast here, lunch over here, dinner over there. It was
As long as you
fucking-
provide for all of
He-
them, I
you
mean,
know
shit,
what?
what's the problem?
He did, brother. He did, and he always told me learn to take care of the family. But of course, with times change. So when I try to do what he did, it was different times. So I wasn't gonna be able to, and that's where I feel that tattooing gave me that to where I can learn to take care of my family. It wasn't the same money as that. It wasn't the same money. So I was kind of sad I couldn't have the 3 wives and the 3 houses, but I was like, you know what, I'll do the one.
'Cause everything's
And I
much-
say that with respect, man.
much
I
more
say that this is
expensive
where I
now.
came from, bro. I mean, like I said, now I want to cover up all these tattoos that I have, and I know it sounds weird, because I gotta, it's a story of my life of who I thought was supposed to be the definition of a man from where I came from to where I've transitioned to now, where the definition of man that I want to be remembered as now is not this.
Dope.
And that's the really shit ever. Like, I'm completely different mentally, hardcore now. From wanting to be like my grandpa on that side, now I just want to be like him to take care of one family. You know what I mean? Because that's like that's
Pour into all your
just
energy into
pour into them and hard. And my wife knows it. And solid ass wife. Love you, baby. She's been with me 18 years, brother.
Dang.
Can you imagine? I've only
Yeah.
been acting right for about 5. You
I'm
know?
kind of like that too.
Yeah, so like I said, my marriage is like an LLC. I didn't know how to do it at first, but now I can celebrate the anniversaries on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, it's there.
And shout out to them because it takes like a really special woman or partner
To go through this.
to
Yeah, for sure.
understand this lifestyle. And because when you go somewhere, hey, you're Chicago girls too, and like the jealousy kind of, I'm sure, builds within them, and because you're basically famous in the city, because I can't even go pump gas without, hey, fool,
Oh yeah, I
with
know
this,
you.
and,
How
like,
much
you gonna
do this
charge
for?
me? And like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even want to go to Walmart and see because you're just like, man, you're
my
gonna
girl
go
hates
competition
it.
outside, man.
Be like, you're famous. You're fucking famous. And I never thought I'd be famous. I didn't want to be famous, but I mean, it comes with the territory,
bro.
so.
You know what? That spotlight, man, and this is one thing I've always remembered from an OG. My homie told me, the sun doesn't stay in the same place forever. Eventually, the shade will go that way. You know what I mean? So while you're in the spotlight, don't get burned. Use the sun wisely, bro. Use the sun wisely. Grow your crops. Plant your seeds while it's all there. That's what you're doing. You got the sun right now. So you're planting the crops because eventually the shade's going to come. But you'll already have your crops. You'll already have everything built. And now you just get to chill under the shade.
Yeah.
That was OG talk right there.
Dope
That
answer.
told me, bro, yes. So yeah, that's real stuff right there, man.
And then this is my last question, and you guys don't have to share, but what's a tragic thing that happened to you that pushed you in a positive way?
Dude, you want to really hear it, man? And this is a story that not everybody's heard except some people, man. So my pops, I didn't know it was my dad, and he was chilling with me for a while. He was coming, he was getting tattooed, and he was part of the barrio that I'm from, right? And boom, he's gone, you know what I mean? And when I found out he was gone, I remember talking to him and telling him, you know what, if I don't make it in this tattoo jale, I'm gonna come back to the barrio and I'm just gonna like fuck this tattoo shit. It's whack, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna come to the barrio. He's like, nah, mijo, you're gonna make it. And that's why to me awards are big. Because I told him, watch out, if I don't get this first place, I'm coming back to the hood. And he passed in June. I got my first place in July. And I didn't know he was my dad till 5 years later when my mom decided to tell me.
Wow.
Damn.
And that shit really, I think that one really got me.
It broke you.
That one really got me, bro. Phew.
And you?
My dad was murdered. So a little bit after that, then yeah, it pushed me to do better and what he always wanted to do. So
Damn.
here I am, 3 years later after his murder. I'm here.
Damn.
I don't have a crazy story like that. We should have started with me first. But,
Hey, no, we're gonna end it good with
bro,
you.
how am I supposed to like piggyback off of that? You know?
Happy again,
Nah, skip me, bro. Skip me. I don't have a crazy story like that. You know, like
Well, I think for me, yeah, that was kind of damn. I mean, that's why I say you don't have to share.
that was like some Batman stories, bro. And then,
I had to share it though.
That's why I said you didn't have to, because I mean, I think we all have tragic things that happen to us that either is gonna make you dark or is gonna bring you to the light.
Well, that's the one that brought me to the light. The other tragic ones, I didn't want to go back to the dark, so I said the one that took me out. You know what I mean? For sure.
Me, pues I had a daughter, but she ended up. I found out in December she wasn't mine, but she was almost 2 already. But I was there for like the whole pregnancy, and pues I cut the cord. I named her, I raised her. Every day after work, it's like Christmas for this little girl. I loved her, you know. She was calling me dad, and pues it unlocked the side of me that I really didn't know, and it actually made me like angry at my dad because he raised kids that weren't his and left me for dead, you know. And so it just I'm like, how can you? Like, I still don't understand how people don't want to spend time with their kids, because it's like, it's so fire being a dad, and you're a dad too, you know? So it's like, it's fucking dope, bro, watching them learn everything for the first time. But,
Footsteps.
yeah, some shit happened. I ended up getting the paternity, and then I found out she wasn't mine. And then even after, like, I felt, well, to cope with it, I started drinking, you know, and getting real drunk and fighting and basically trying to take my anger out on some fool's face and heal that way, you know. But I remember, pues, it happened in December. I had all my presents ready and the Christmas tree up in November. So, because I didn't want to be in line waiting for fucking days and shit. So, I found out December 4th. My birthday was December 10th. My mom ended up siding with her, saying she felt bad for her. And I'm like, dude, I'm your son, you know? Like, this shit happened to me. I'm broken in 1,000 pieces right now. And, pues, I spent Christmas alone. I was drinking, smoking a cigarette in the crib, just drowning in that shit. And I found myself getting real dark. And that's when I kind of had a talk with God, and I made that promise, like, I'm going to let this shit go. I'm going to put the bottle down. I'm not even going to fucking look at one no more, but heal my heart, you know. And even after that, I hit her up, and I still try to be the baby's father, because on paper, legally, I am her father, you know. And pues, she told me no. And pues, and honestly, I didn't think I could live without her, honestly. And I wanted to throw all this shit away. Like, I didn't care if I was here anymore. But, you know, like, the people, my friends, like, my clients, we love you, bro. We love you. You're that guy. You're that fool, you know, to us. You're our champion. And that's kind of what kept me going. And I realize now that I'm better for it, you know, and just using it in a positive way as opposed to crashing out and just going dark, you know. So yeah.
I feel you on that one. And just to tap in on that one, like with the pops thing, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't a great husband. I wasn't a great dad, wasn't a great father. And it wasn't until, like I said, the tattooing and all that, that took me away from a different mindset that I would tattoo good dads. And I felt like a scumbag when I would tattoo these good dads. And I couldn't follow anybody that was with their kids, bro, because I felt so scumbag because
The
my
guilt.
first years of life, I talk to my older son now and I let him know, hey, you know what? I know this is gonna sound crazy, bro, but whatever reason we went through what we went through, bro, I hope you built some strength out of it. You know what I mean? I really do. And if the strength that you get out of it is the anger you have towards me, I'll take it. I can't financially recover you from anything, but I'm right here for you, this part of your life.
Right.
I'm right here for this part of your life if you need me. I said, you know what I mean? So
I still feel like to this day I still need my dad.
And-
He's just so far gone. My mom too is like, I don't really have family. I just have me and plus baby Joe, and that's pretty much the team right there, you know. So
I think the Black and Gray family in Chuco just got a little bit bigger after
Oh, yeah.
today.
Yeah.
I know it.
yeah, this was fire, bro. This was a dope.
I guarantee calls and stuff are gonna start coming in. Hopefully, people's hearts got touched and understand that we all just went through some shit too. Everybody just lashing out, trying to make it. They
Yeah,
too.
we're all the
And if
same.
they want to come up here on the podcast, you know, get at the homie and tell your story and make things right, man. That's it, bro. For
We're all
sure.
kind of the same.
We all just need to be heard sometimes. That's it.
And we all have the same goals to
We all
just provide for
definitely-
the fam, put food on the table, keep a roof over their head, and win. You know,
Damn right.
and they win the game. So
All right.
You want to see your Instagram?
Oh, my Instagram is Chicago475. Chicago475, everybody.
All right.
Almighty 18 Double H.
That's what's up.
Kris.inked.
All right. So this was the Black Ivory Podcast, episode 2. This is Twotone signing out.
Yeah.